Welcome into Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota.
Come in if you dare.
We're bringing you the spookiest sports talk in town. With Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Aren't you scared?
Live from the haunted Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo! Good morning. Hope you're having an excellent October 10th morning today. Fall rolling right along, and we got a big weekend of football coming up. Cannot wait, guys. Getting more and more excited. A lot of news to break down today. We got some insight in the injury reports for both LSU and Ole Miss yesterday. We now know who the Saints starting quarterback will be come Sunday, and it looks like the agenda is finally complete as Spencer Rattler going to get named the starter. What does it mean? What should the expectations be? All different angles that we'll get into throughout the show today. We got Mintzy coming on at 8 a.m. That's right. Lucky for him, not in studio, over the phone. We all know what would happen if it was in studio. We already told you. We know what's going down this weekend. It's going to be a freaky weekend. And I cannot wait. I don't know about y'all, dude. I'm already getting adrenaline thinking about this LSU-Ole Miss game. Like, the setting is so massive. I want the win so bad. I want the win so badly. I'm trying to remember the last time that I wanted a win this badly. And I don't, quite frankly, I don't really know when exactly that was. I think about maybe like last year A&M when you could sense that Jaden Daniels was kind of on the edge of the Heisman. And then the first half, it felt like the defense was kind of smelting it in front of our eyes, only for him to just rebuild it under his own power of construction. I don't know. I mean, this is the most fired up that, or maybe I just have short-term memory, and it's the first time that I felt this year. But even USC, which I was very excited for, does not hold a candle to what I cannot wait to witness this Saturday night.
I can't believe Mintzy agreed to come on after, yesterday. I didn't know if he'd shy away from coming on to the show.
Hey, man. Look, that would have been the even more meek and weak move would have been to avoid coming on the show entirely, right? I mean, you can't sit here as the prohibitive favorite, both from Vegas and the analytics, and be afraid to go on a show. You got to come on here and talk your ish, Otherwise, what are we doing? So we got a lot to get to today. If you want to get involved, youtube.com/1045 ESPN is, where you can watch the stream, but more importantly, where you can hop in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. We got Munchies coming up in hour 3 as well. And big deal or no big deal. Alondra's got another NFL story of the day for us. And so, as you can see, it's going to be a great day. Let's go ahead and get this thing started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
Tiger Labor and Staffing provides reliable local staffing solutions for warehouse, construction, and manufacturing positions. Whether you need help with temporary labor or long-term hires, they've got you covered with skilled, dependable workers. They're locally owned and operated, and they are proud to serve the Baton Rouge area with fast, flexible service. Shout out Tiger Labor and Staffing. All right, Jake, I want to start here. I want to start with some notes on Ole Miss here. First off, just, perusing CFBstats.com, the single greatest stats website that has ever existed. Came across a couple of things. Ole Miss dead last in the SEC in penalties, averaging 8 penalties for 80 yards a game, 16 out of 16, certainly something to keep an eye on. Furthermore, as you can see, 8 for 80, these are big penalties. It seems like that secondary has had a lot of that. That's been the weakness of the defense. They've drawn a lot of holdings, a lot of pass interferences. And so certainly when you're looking at areas to exploit with the receivers that you have and the passing attack that you have, that would be one of them. Interestingly, LSU 5th in the SEC in penalties for 7 for 55. So nearly the same amount, but just a lot of pre-snap stuff for LSU that you got to clean up. A lot of 5-yarders in there that you got to clean up. But still 5th in terms of penalty yardage per game. Ole Miss dead last in the SEC. In their 2 conference games, we always talk about this, Jake, with a lot of these spread offenses, be it Tennessee or Ole Miss. Really how they work is they need to be able to run the ball. Well, if you felt like Ole Miss's offense has looked underwhelming in the 2 conference games compared to the lower warm-up games that they had, it's because they have run the ball very poorly against Kentucky and South Carolina. In fact, 14th in the SEC if you filter conference-only games. 35 carries, only 116 yards, 3.47 yards per carry. Now, LSU has been mercurial when it comes to defending the run, I would say. But certainly, like, that would be that would be an area where, like, if you're trying to game plan, how do I stop the Ole Miss offense? I know you have to be worried about Trey Harris and the secondary's weakness and whatnot. But if they can run on you and stay on schedule, that's what sets up the home run shots and really exposes you. So you have to try to continue to keep this trend of making Ole Miss's run game kind of sputter and then deal with the back end after that.
Yeah, so as far as like the Ole Miss rushing attack, the offensive line hasn't been great in run blocking. And also, like, you're missing some really good running backs. Like, Jenkins is not there anymore. He's in Columbus. And I think Henry Parrish Jr. he's a good back. He doesn't have the ceiling that Jenkins has.
Logan Diggs is hurt. He's out.
Logan Diggs, somebody obviously LSU fans know. He hasn't been in there. Bentley's a guy that we expected way more from on the year. 16 carries, 62 yards, 3.9 yards per carry. Matt Jones is getting more run than we thought he would get, but
you're just giving it to, what's his name, Pegues? How do you say his last name?
Pegues?
The D lineman, J.J. Pegues?
Yeah. He's got 7 carries, 19 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. They get to the goal line. They just give it to the big man. I kind of like it. 7 carries.
A little jealous.
4 rushing. Absolutely.
I mean, you were a 40 number there for a little bit. That could have been you.
Yeah, man. I used to score touchdowns on the wishbone back in 9, 10, 11 football.
I mean, that could have been you at LSU.
Yeah, freaking Les would have put me in the game.
I know.
Anyway.
But, so it's a good room. It's not a great room. And it was a great room a year ago.
Yeah.
And again, they have dealt with injuries there, but I think it's a combination of a lot of things. And you're right. Like, when they stay on schedule, they like to get to 2nd and 3, take a shot because they know they got 3rd and 3, even if they miss it. They haven't been able to do that. And so some of the explosives have been taken away. Now, Trey Harris has still gotten his, but for like Juice Wells, for Jordan Watkins for sure, he's only got 10 catches on the year. Some of those catches have gone away.
I mean, Prescore's only got, I think, 11 catches on the year. Again, we mentioned it. It's actually absurd. Trey Harris over 50 catches, and then the second and third receivers are like 17 and 18.
Yeah, Juice Wells 17, Caden Lee 18.
Yeah. So, and speaking of injuries, reading some Ole Miss beat reports and beat writers and whatnot, they seem to be a bit worried about their injuries. They've not had a bye yet, of course. Talking about how the multiple weeks in a row is kind of taking a toll. Jake, in fact, Chuck Runesville of the Ole Miss Spirit reported late last night that Ole Miss will be without Princely Umanmielen once again.
Right.
He did not play last week. He is not, even though he's listed as questionable on the injury report released by Lane Kiffin. It seems like the inside info is he will not play. Now, last week he didn't play either, and Suntarine Perkins came in and had 12 tackles.
I was about to say.
Which is kind of insane. But Princely's really good as well, right? So maybe a bit of a break there. Trey Harris remains questionable on that list. But then Jaden Williams, their starting left tackle, going to be out as well for Saturday.
Matt Jones, running back, doubtful.
And again, I mean, Trey Harris is the main name to watch there, but Look, you've had some bad injury luck, but at this point in the year, nobody's immune. Ole Miss struggling with some of their own. The Jaden Williams one is especially interesting to me, Jake, because if I'm thinking of position groups that are going to be most important to win this game, I'm finding it very hard. And I can argue for it's football, right? I can argue for the importance of any position group. Or you can always just say quarterback if you really wanted to. But I'm finding really hard for it to get away from that edge position. It's been the unquestioned strength of the defense.
Yep.
They're down a starting left tackle on an offensive line that I think already has some questions. It has been kind of the disappointment in the bigger games this year compared to how much effort they put into it in the offseason. And if your biggest weakness is the secondary, well, we talk all the time about the symbiotic relationship between pass rush and pass coverage. And so, how you help that secondary out? You get to the quarterback in those obvious passing downs. And so, for me, the play of Braden Swinson, Savion Jones, Paris Shand, Deshaun Womack, that is going to be, in my mind, if your defense is going to have success, it's going to start with those guys.
If you go back and you remember the game 2 years ago and you were down, I believe, at halftime, you come back, you throttle them by 3+ scores. The thing that changed in that game is you got after Jackson Dart in the second half. Mm-hmm. Remember, that's one of Harold Perkins' big games where Lane Kiffin's he's just everywhere. Everywhere you look up, he was there. And that
Forget about that Perkins game, actually.
Yeah, that was kind of the difference in the game is Jackson Dart got frustrated, couldn't set his feet, and you got after him multiple times. And Kentucky kind of did the same. So it's easier said than done because of how fast they get rid of the football, because there's always that threat of run. But he has not thrived under pressure when you look at his college career. The times that he has struggled, it hadn't been often, but when he has, it's been when he's had pressure in his face. He doesn't handle it well as well as you would think a kind of a dual threat, because he does have dual threat ability. He doesn't handle as well as most dual threat quarterbacks.
So that's definitely okay, let's do this next here on Off the Bench, and we'll get to Spencer Rattler in a couple segments. But next, because as we said, LSU, obviously the underdog going to Saturday. Got to love being a home dog at night in Death Valley. Dangerous territory for the favorite. But let's craft the path. If LSU is going to win this game, what does it look like? What are the elements of the game that have to play out in the Tigers' favor? Let's get to it next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to Coleman Roofing and Construction, ColemanRoof.com, ColemanRoof.com. You go to Coleman, you get Louisiana's most reliable, most respected, and most complete roofing company. I don't care what size job you got. We're commercial, residential, it don't matter. We do it all. I don't care where it is in the state, anywhere in the state or the Gulf South region. Okay, I don't care what type of roof you got. We do it all. We got certified installers for every major brand. You got New Orleans slate, terracotta, shingles, roof, whatever. I don't care. Okay? Integrity, quality, innovation. You one-stop shop. They even do the construction part of it, like we talked about. Go to ColemanRoof.com today.
Yep, go to that website. You'll see right there on the homepage what T-Bob's talking about. When he says commercial roofing, you will see there's no size job that they can't handle. Residential, obviously, they've got you covered as well. It's throughout the state of Louisiana, and it is truly a one-stop shop because they are going to be able to do it all. Coleman Roofing and Construction, ColemanRoof.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way.
Let's get back to breaking down the film on Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Little R&B Thursday brought around along, man. All right, so we're crafting the path for LSU to win this game. Already, we just hit on one angle, which is, well, first and foremost, you have to be disciplined against the run. If you're getting gashed in the run game, nothing's going to work. And then your edge defenders have to win those one-on-ones against the Ole Miss tackle. Make them keep people in protection. Make Jackson Dart uncomfortable. Throw off his base. This is going to be your best way of mitigating the Ole Miss offense. Obviously, Trey Harris hurt or not, that'll play a big part, but that's not really something that LSU can control. If we flip it to the other side of the ball, Jake, what do you think the offensive keys are? Or if LSU is going to win, where does that win start offensively?
So obviously, protecting Garrett Nussmeier is going to be the number one thing.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do what you've done all season long, and it's given him the opportunity to be highly efficient. He hasn't had a lot of panic throws. Even his interceptions, well, they've really been self-inflicted by the quarterback, not by, what the defense did, rushed you, forced a throw. So they've been really good so far this year. You got to continue to do that because you're going to have to throw the football, obviously, to win this game. It's your strength. It's the thing that you do really, really well. The question is going to be, how much do you have to run the football? Do you try to run the football more than you normally do to try to keep it away from a really good Ole Miss offense? Like, what's going to be the game plan there? Because you found Caden Durham. He has been really good, and not just in scat plays. He has shown you, I can run counter, I can break tackles, I can be an RB1 that can do everything. And so you have found somebody that you certainly can trust and move forward with. But the question for me is going to be, how much do you try to do in the run game that you haven't really done this year?
So do you think it's specifically running the ball or just being committed to staying on schedule and really controlling the clock?
More staying on schedule.
Because they kind of, even that swing pass, right? We talked about that swing pass last game is just like a sweep.
Yeah.
Right? It's just, let's get Caden Durham on the edge with some space, some lead blockers. Receivers are blocking. They're not out on routes or anything. And LSU's been very, short yardage, a lot of Aaron Anderson in the flats, a lot of flank east to west.
So those things too, that is an extension of the run game. Like when you just do a quick little smoke or a now or a look, whatever, you have in your game plan, you have a couple of receivers that really thrive in that role and they feel comfortable in that role. That if you throw a smoke and you get 4 yards, that's a great run.
It's a great run.
That's what you're trying to get set up. So no, I don't, there's some people that watch a game. I need to see him run it 20 times. I don't know. I don't care what the number is.
Yeah.
I just need to see you stay on schedule, stay in and kind of live in 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. Like those kind of situations. And if you do that, I think you've done what you set out to do, which is control the clock, play efficient, and then decide when to take your shots.
So it's interesting that you mentioned pass protection. I mean, obviously I agree there. We talk about Ole Miss number 1 in the nation right now, guys. 24 sacks on the season already. And it's not like it's just coming from one person. Like they are spreading the wealth. Everybody has been getting home pretty consistently. But what they have that most teams don't have is the interior pass rush. Walter Nolan, Chris Paul, J.J. Pegues.
Yeah, he ain't just running the football.
Yeah, he ain't just running, exactly, right? And so I thought Matthew Bruin on 3 did a great job of pointing this out, because I've been talking about the edges, and the edges are good, make no mistake. Like Emory Jones and Will Campbell are going to be as important as they are any week, but I think Bruin's right in that you could argue that the interior pass protection may be even more important, because this will be the best interior rush that you've faced thus far. And there is nothing more devastating to a quarterback, especially one that, I don't think Nuss is not short by any means, right? But he's also not particularly tall. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Interior pass rush can throw off everything, right? All of a sudden, you're super uncomfortable in the pocket. You can't step up, maybe even drift back. Then the tackles who think they have room to run guys wide, all of a sudden you're drifting back into sacks off the edges. Like Miles Frazier, Garrett Dellinger, DJ Chester, this is going to be their greatest challenge yet, and that may actually be where the pass protection starts.
No, it's a great point, because you feel really good about anybody you play. Because Ole Miss does have some really good edge rushers. Now, one's going to be out, but still, they got some really good edge rushers, but still you feel like you have the best tackles. And, some of the analytics kind of say, they are some of the nation's best. Interior-wise, you're good. You've been good. You've been solid. Ole Miss has probably been a little bit better on defensive front in the interior, getting after the quarterback.
Yeah, you haven't been tested like you're going to be nobody. It's rare to have great interior pass.
South Carolina, Huntley and that crew, and Tonka Hemingway. But this might even be a step up. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit step up from South Carolina for what you faced. And no, you make a great point. If you look at Nuss, he's a pro quarterback, and a lot of pro quarterbacks, what they do really well, they step up in the pocket.
Yeah.
They find their window. If that pocket's not there to step up into, that's when you get into trouble. So you're right. It might not be your edges versus tackles, which would be like the marquee matchup blinking on the lights, but it might be the undercard of the guards versus their defensive tackles, and of course center as well.
And the reason why it's so important is because ultimately, while I'm kind of hoping for the best on defense, right? And I called maybe the edge defenders for LSU the most important position group. The way that you win this game is with your offense dominating. We've seen it. You have the number 3 S&P offense in the entire country. Remember, that is opponent adjusted. So you have an unquestioned elite offense. Chris Hilton still listed as questionable. If he comes back, like we said, piece to the puzzle, you might even get a bit stronger there. You went up and down. This is kind of lost in the sauce, Jake. And it's one of the reasons why I chose Ole Miss to beat South Carolina, but it's also why I was a little disappointed in some of the lack of consistency out of Ole Miss's offense last week. That LSU offense, the second half against South Carolina, I know they had the turnovers, which muddied the picture, and they had some red zone failure. But when you talk about moving the ball at will, like you could not be stopped.
Right.
You were dominating them. And so now you got to finish drives, right? You cannot let, in a game like this big, where you're the underdog, you cannot let red zone opportunities pass you by. You got to score touchdowns. You got to find a way. I like going for it on 4th down. I'm still a fan of it. I want to score touch. But this game, you got to finish those drives. You got to avoid the turnovers, whatever. You know that. But the point is, never forget, this is an elite offense that you're going to have. The unquestioned strength of the team. So while the DNs may be the most important group specifically in my mind because they can have such an impact on stopping Ole Miss, the offense, if it's not cooking, you're not going to win this game. So the offense as a whole, Nuss, this O-line, the receivers, like we said, going against the secondary is probably your greatest advantage on the night. Everybody's got to be locked in like they have all year. Go out there and look like a top 5 offense in the country.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find out who said it in the Bayou 4 chat. They were talking about yards per play, LSU's offense, Ole Miss's offense, LSU's defense, and Ole Miss's defense, yards per play.
Ole Miss's defensive stats are very good, but they haven't faced a great offense.
Furman, Middle Tennessee, Wake, who typically has a good offense, not this year, they're terrible. Georgia Southern, Kentucky, and offensively challenged, and then
Kentucky
South Carolina.
And Brock Vandegrift put up pretty good numbers against him. Look at Vandegrift's numbers against Ole Miss. High completion percentage, about 240 through the air.
Yeah. And I'm not saying like LSU's played the who's who, but they've played better offenses. Like if we're looking at yards per play, because as he points out, Ole Miss gives up 3.8 yards per play, LSU 5.7 yards per play, but the offenses have been better than what they face. And so like those kind of stats like that, and T-Bob tells you all the time, they don't really mean anything. You got to kind of filter through the SEC only stats once you get to a point like that. Like I'm not going to take, even for LSU, like Nichols and now South Alabama's offense was putting up a lot of points, but not going to take a lot from that. Even UCLA, a Big Ten team, stats like that, like when you get to the nitty gritty of it, it's like how many conference games have you played? You start to filter those through because, Furman, Middle 10, Georgia Southern, Ole Miss went out there and did exactly what they're supposed to do. And Ole Miss is set up for games like to a game like that in lane style, like they're going to go dominate those games. And now you've seen a little bit different Ole Miss once conference play started.
Now I do agree though that like you said when you were talking about that there is that knife does cut both ways, right? Because you are right. LSU hasn't exactly faced the who's of offense either, right?
Yep.
If I wanted to go full homer though and argue on behalf of the LSU defense, I would say that the stats are not indicative because this is a defense that has been finding its way week by week, right? I mean, 5 games into the season, all of a sudden you got 5 freshmen on the field sometimes. You didn't have that week 1.
Right.
It's a defense that has looked vastly different week to week from a personnel standpoint, from an assignment standpoint. Like look at the look at the improvement from Nichols to South Alabama in terms of assignment football. What was the one goal? Don't get Guggenheim.
You
didn't get Guggenheim, right? So like LSU's defense, like again, if I want to go full sunshine pumper here, LSU's defense maybe not as bad as the numbers would have you believe, even though they haven't faced the best opponents, and Ole Miss is maybe a bit juiced up because they really haven't played a single elite offense anywhere. And LSU's defense is pretty good against the USC offense. It's pretty damn good. So it's then again, look, you look at common opponents, Ole Miss clearly has the advantage. You barely beat South Carolina. They dominate South Carolina. And what's the other one? Oh, and then you could play games with Kentucky and whatnot if you wanted to. I don't know. Again, I'm done. I'm okay. So back to crafting paths to LSU's win, Jake. Do you think there's anything that we've? Oh, and it has to start with the stadium too, as well, guys. Like we said yesterday, anytime you are trying to affect an upset, look at last weekend. A raucous home crowd that makes it hard on the opponent. This team commits a lot of penalties. How many penalties can y'all make them commit this weekend? Right? How much juice can you give this young defense that a lot of these guys will have never played like in an environment that they're going to be in Saturday night? They've never played in that environment. These freshmen have never felt 100,000 people fully locked in at night, loud behind them, infusing them with cosmic energy. So the crowd, absolutely a vital part of LSU's path to victory Saturday.
So, T-Bob, to your point earlier about this defense and who's in compared to who played against USC, you would say Deshaun Spears, pretty important part now of the LSU defense, right?
Yeah.
Of 63 plays against USC, he played 2.
Wow.
You look at Ahmad Bro, pretty important part of the defense, right? Played 14 of 63 plays against USC. Whit Weeks, maybe one of, if not the most important players on your defense now.
Yeah.
He played 21 of 63 plays against USC. So even just a couple of weeks ago, when you go back, it does look completely different. Like there's guys like Jordan Allen who played 53 snaps against USC, who's not going to touch 53 snaps in this game against Ole Miss. And Gilbert, kind of the same thing. So you've made the change. You're coming off a bye week.
You didn't know Zy Alexander in that game at all.
Yeah, and young players have had a chance to take a deep breath and now realize what it is and where they're at in this defense. And so you hope that they use the bye week to be able to get more comfortable and all the things that you're supposed to do as a freshman on a bye week. They did those things, and it's going to look completely different than it did even just 5-6 weeks ago.
Yeah, and then like Jed Pack says in the chat, Caden Durham, Caden Durham. Somebody that did not factor in at all week one. Though John Emery was pretty damn good in that game. But Caden Durham, who is probable, so good to go for Saturday. All right, when we get back, the agenda is complete. Spencer Rattler, going to be your Saints starting quarterback. What should you be expecting come Sunday? Keep it locked.
Off the bench.
Guys, head over to the newly renovated top to bottom Queen of Baton Rouge, your ultimate football destination. A lot of fun at the watch party Monday night. Shout out to everybody who came out to hang out at the Queen. But really, any Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whenever you want to watch football. Remember, we're in the midst of 55 straight days of football. So you want to go into the casino, you want to play some games, have some fun. You want to go to the DraftKings Sportsbook, watch your games on a giant wall-to-wall TV. Cash in, cash out, baby. It's all there for you at the newly renovated Queen. And then you hop over to the 1717 Restaurant and Lounge right next to the door to the Sportsbook, get some excellent cocktails, some food. Maybe just grab some Shaq's Big Chicken. It's all there at the Queen of Baton Rouge.
It is your ultimate football destination. We've really enjoyed getting a chance to go over there, watch football games, great crowds. So much fun to watch the game with everybody. When Saunders had that interception the other day, the place blew up. T-Bob, thequeenbr.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system. in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
All right, guys, here we go. If you've heard of The Agenda, then it's a good day for you, especially if you are a part of The Agenda. This is something that started to take place on Saints Twitter before the season started, and it was all about Rattler getting Spencer Rattler as the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. Then we had those hot and heavy first 2 weeks where Kubiak was Jesus. Nobody was being murdered in New Orleans anymore. Derek Carr looked awesome. The whole Alvin Kamara back. And then injuries came and the wheels completely fell off. Then injuries continued and the axles broke. And now, with this broken down ass jalopy of a team, Spencer Rattler has to step in and is expected to be the hero by a lot of fans. I don't think there's a lot of analysts expecting him to step in and just play great, Jake, but the amount of savior tweets that I have seen and savior type of emotions that I've seen espoused, God, I hope the faith is rewarded. I really do. I really do. There is nothing more exciting in professional football when you feel like you got a young, good one. You know? It's the best feeling in the world. You feel like you're going to be relevant for 2 decades. And you can be if you end up being correct. I'm trying to think, is Dak, you have Purdy, and then is Dak kind of the only other really good quarterback right now that wasn't a high draft pick? I guess Cousins was maybe 3rd round as well or something around there.
Yeah, I think it was 3rd, maybe even 4th. I think it was 3rd.
I know Dak was 4th, right? So I guess what I'm getting at, it's rare that you have guys that aren't major high picks that go on to be great, but it can happen. And who knows, man? In infinite quantum realities, maybe we live in that special one where Rattler really is the guy, and all he needs is a shot, and he's too young and dumb to know different. I just analytically, and I don't mean like numbers, I just mean an analysis. I just really don't envy the position that he's in. You are a rookie quarterback going to be asked to make a start against a division rival that has way better vibes and probably a better team than you. And your offensive line is trash. You have very limited weapons to throw to. You do have a great defense and you'll have home field advantage. But Jake, this is an uphill battle for Rattler here.
It is wild. I hadn't even really thought about it, but there might be 3 guys that weren't first-round picks that you would consider good quarterbacks.
Yeah, no, almost all good quarterbacks are actually high picks. We just never think about that because so many go bust as well.
Yeah,
from the high picks.
So you mentioned Brock Purdy, Dak, and Jalen Hurts, 2nd-round pick.
Yeah.
So maybe throw him in there.
And Kirk, Kirk's 3rd.
And Kirk O'Chain's being 3rd or 4th. So I guess four quarterbacks, and some people would not even agree with the 4 that we listed there. Yeah, I mean he's fighting an uphill battle. All the things that you just laid out there. Last game, now you went against a really good run defense. You couldn't run the football. Chris Olave was just a non-factor, which I'm going to assume is going to change with Spencer Rattler in there. You couldn't get anything going, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on somebody that's never taken an NFL snap because there's a lot of people that think it's going to be the savior that you talk about. So my hope is that the Saints don't have just this bland game plan for him, because if they do, I don't think that fits well to who he is. I think you have to have something that fits whatever your quarterback skill set is. So don't go in there and put a governor on him, because if you do that, it's not going to go well. It's like, I don't think, it's just not going to go well.
I mean, you might as well engage in risk, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's the old underdog theory. It's the old Malcolm Gladwell book, David versus Goliath, right? Where, like, when trying to affect an upset, you sometimes have to use strategies that will open you up to maybe losing the game even bigger, but also give you the best chance to win. It's like pulling the goalie in hockey, right? Yeah, the net's wide open, but you're desperate, and it's how you give yourself an advantage to try to score a goal to continue the game.
That's why the goalie in soccer on the last corner kick of the game, he comes all the way up to try to add one body.
So something like that, just writ large in a game plan, just go for it. Just throw bombs. But as
it doesn't it doesn't have to be crazy. Like, it doesn't have to be, hey, we're going to do something that nobody does. Just do basic things. And that, like, this offense isn't normal like the rest of the NFL, and that's okay. Like, it's something that's been successful, but also, like, put some things in where he's going to be comfortable. You played 3 receivers less than almost anybody in the NFL, right? Okay, well, he lived in 3 receivers. That's what he's done. So go out there with some 11 personnel, 2x2, whatever it might be, and give him some easy throws.
Nick Underhill, NewOrleans.com points out, I don't know. I feel like you still got to run the Kubiak system, though, right?
You do, but also, like, don't be afraid to look. Everybody can go 2x2.
Yeah.
Like, I just had a 5th grade flag game last night, and we go 2x2. And you can go 2-man route combinations. Yeah. Right? That's the kind of world that Spencer Rattler's lived in. It's in the playbook.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't try to shy away from things like that because you haven't done it, knowing it's there and knowing that's what he's thrived in college.
So here is just a short list of the things working against Spencer Rattler in the offense right now. Eric McCoy, injured. Cesar Ruiz, injured. Lucas Patrick playing through an injury. Taysom Hill, hurt. Alvin Kamara is now wearing a soft cast on his left hand. Rashid Shaheed didn't practice on Wednesday due to a hip injury. I mean, it is wild, the bullets that this offense has taken, and now Rattler's going to step into this position. Honestly, I don't think the offense is going to do consistently well on Sunday. If you're going to win this game, this is going to be about the defense doing what they've done all season long, playing very well, and putting you in a position to win. Now, granted, the defense has to avoid what they seem to do too often, which is play awesome until it matters the most, and then allow the play that they can allow to happen. But I can see a world, Jake, where maybe Rattler struggles, the offense sputters, but the defense sets you up for a game-winning drive situation, 2-minute, something quarterbacks are very comfortable in. Kind of mindless, go out there, you're more in a flow, and maybe he makes like a crazy big play to win the game. And the legend of Spencer Rattler starts. That feels a bit like the most realistic path to the Saints beating the Bucs on Sunday, in my opinion. Great defense, great crowd, and then Rattler making some plays around the edges. I will say this, though, again, in the same way, not in the same way, I'll say this, don't bail on Spencer Rattler if it doesn't look good on Sunday. Be honest with yourself about the context of the situation that he is taking over, what an uphill battle it is, and so grade everything that you see on that curve. And then you can get a clear look of how you feel about him in his NFL debut. It's going to be a tough one. All right. When we get back, let's go ahead and wrap up hour number 1 of Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. Shout out to Will Campbell, going to be relied on this weekend. Also, the first member from the football team on the G team this year. Look, you go to getgordon.com. You can fill out a free, fill out a consult form. Right there, they get in touch with you immediately Or you just pick up your phone and you call 888-8888 because when you get in an accident and you need somebody to stand up to those damn insurance companies, I'm freaking fighting him right now. It sucks. Gordon's there for you. He gets you what you deserve. Get Gordon. Get it done today.
Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com, and you can do all the things C-Bob said. See what they can do for you in the courtroom. Past client results, consultation gets set up right there. They can answer a question on the website. A little chat box is going to pull up. You know, at Get Gordon's always the handle on all major social media, and it's anywhere in the state of Louisiana. Put your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench.
Some like N64 sound in R&B right here.
N64, like the Nintendo?
Yeah, I can't explain why. I'm getting like major Mario 64 vibes from this a little bit.
Great controller.
Yeah,
Horrible
if you're
controller.
a schizophrenic.
Terrible controller.
I mean, no. To be clear,
baby hands over there, I'm sure.
To be clear,
great for me.
I do have small hands.
I know.
To be clear, I have love for the controller. It is schizophrenic in its design.
Oh, I love it.
But I love it.
Yeah.
It's literally made for people with 3 hands.
It is.
No. I don't mean.
It was good for these hands.
I don't mean a hand size thing. No, your controller will always be the Duke. The original Xbox controller was the size of a large dinner plate. Be sitting here like reaching for buttons at my shoulders, basically.
Did you know squids, like giant squids, their eyes are the size of dinner plates?
I did not know that.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I love giant squids, though.
Yeah.
Always have. Have you ever looked up oil rig videos of giant squids down there at the depths?
No, but I've seen the videos of the
Pretty
squids
insane, dude.
getting out of the aquariums and like walking around the aquarium.
I'm talking about wild. I'm talking about like 30-foot squids.
But that's pretty cool.
I'm talking about like 2,000 leagues under the sea squids. There are unreal. It looks like aliens. There are unreal, freaky videos from deep water drilling oil rigs where you see these squids, and it is truly a primordial beast. 30 feet long.
They're fascinating.
Wrap me up, baby.
When
Make me a little squid daddy.
When you were like, I love giant squids, I was like, oh, what's he about to do here? No, you actually have love for him. I wasn't expecting that.
I remember years ago, my dad's friend who worked for Shell, before it went on like YouTube and stuff, he was like, bro, look at this. And it was like video that was being passed around the company from one of the rigs, and it was like super rare footage of a giant squid in the wild. Because a lot of times you see pictures of them like washed up dead.
Try to pull it up, Jacob.
It's very rare to see them swimming around in the wild.
They're fascinating.
They are.
Didn't know we had love for squids. All right.
The size of dinner plates. It was a New York Times crossword puzzle.
I'm excited. Oh, you've been on the Times crossword lately,
Yes.
huh?
Beat my record by 8 minutes last night.
So people can do these pretty quickly. How big are these crosswords?
They're pretty big.
Really?
They're like the New York Times ones.
I know. I'm saying I've never done them. I have no reference, but I hear about people like what are the times?
Oh my God, what is that?
The one I did last night, I finished in 25 minutes.
That's a colossal squid.
See if you can get one alive. A video.
It is alive. It's in the water.
You chose one of the odd. I mean, we have no reference for scale here, really.
Yeah.
It looks like a giant fleshlight more than anything.
Oh. Okay,
I give you a 2 out of 10
that
on your
wasn't-
giant squid picture that you just found. Let's do better there, Jake. Come
Okay.
on now. What were we talking about before the giant squids?
You said something about dinner plates. And then
Nintendo
that
6
threw me
controllers.
off. Oh,
yes. The weirdest thing about the N64 controller is still the 3-prong design.
Yeah.
Even the GameCube controller has an odd shape, but is made for 2 hands. Nintendo, and it makes a bit more sense when you consider the fact that we were going from the D-pad era, very flat, 2D, up, down, left, right. All of a sudden you got Mario 64 where you need like a full like analog stick that can go in 360 directions, right? So they were definitely bridging the gap a little bit in terms of how do we create a controller that could do both. But it's weird because like you look at what PlayStation ended up doing, they solved it pretty well. You just kind of put the analogs right there, and then you have the D-pad right there. Nintendo's like, nah, we're just gonna add a 3rd prong straight up.
Yeah, I like it.
C buttons, why not? Let's put 4 C buttons just on the controller. What about a Z button? Hell yeah. God, I love that Z button.
The worst thing about the 64 controller, though, is that the joystick always, when you used it a lot, it would always get super loose, and then it would just like wobble.
Yeah.
And you had to replace it. It was not great.
Nothing was worse than when you went over to your boy's house and you had to play with the Mad Catz controller. Look at that thing, dude. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Dang.
And that's still not even as big as they can get.
Is it skin coming off?
Well, look at the person. There's a person.
No, I know. That's
diving
what I'm saying.
underneath them.
No. And he's tiny. But they can get, that's what I'm saying, and they can get even bigger. Imagine coming across that thing, probably even bigger, too, in like ancient times.
Oh, yeah.
Like a sailor back in like the 1700s. That thing washes up ashore, or you see it out there in the water. Of course, you believe in the Kraken.
Yeah.
It's just about to wrap up your boat and crush it.
Can you imagine the things they believed back then?
No.
They believed all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I wonder what's true, though. Like, do you think you ever had a giant whale just smash a wooden ship?
Probably.
There's so much of the ocean that we still haven't even like been to.
Yeah.
The ocean's like the space of Earth.
What about 100%?
Yeah.
No,
Have y'all ever heard about?
Right?
Have you ever heard about rogue waves?
Oh yeah.
No.
They've never actually been documented because nobody's ever actually survived one.
Yeah, that movie, The Perfect Storm, with George Clooney.
We kind of know that they exist.
Mark Wahlberg?
But as I understand it, rogue waves don't have to be tied to a storm. These are waves that can build that are just like astronomically large and can come out of nowhere out of a calm sea, and all of a sudden you're dead.
My gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
What if you saw a rogue wave and there was a 30-foot squid surfing it?
Bruh.
Be pretty scary.
I don't think you're making it, so.
I'd surf it.
Yeah.
Easy. No question. I'd body surf it. You just got to swim really fast and catch it.
Yeah.
I'd ride it all the way to shore. Me and the squid. Squid Bob SquarePants. I'd live. Be the first human to ever live. Anyway. Coming up next hour, Mintzy coming on the show in 5 minutes. And then let's preview a huge weekend of college football. Keep it locked on OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to K to Z window coverings, KTOZblinds.com, KTOZblinds.com. Look, man, K to Z, they've been at this thing for nearly 2 decades, y'all. That means they come with a wealth of experience that is going to blow you away. They come into your home. They know exactly how the sunlight interacts with your home at every single part of the day, and they can use that information to then give you the best array of options, right? And this is for functional upgrades, like, if you need like a room to be blacked out for one reason or another, the drop down exterior shading keep you cool while you're in your outdoor kitchen, whatever. Glare on the TV. Also aesthetic. And look, I don't care if it's a starter home or the home of your dreams, okay? We got price points for everybody. We're going to make your house the best it can be. So go to K2Z Window Coverings. That website, once again, KTOZblinds.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Welcome into Off the Bench, presented by All Star Toyota.
Ooh, you're scary.
We're bringing you the spookiest sports talk in town with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Terrifying and terrible.
Live from the haunted Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
All right. I live by a very simple rule. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story. That said, we absolutely do have documentation of rogue waves. But we didn't have him until 1995. The first scientific measurement of a rogue wave was in 1995 when a laser detector on the Druppner oil drilling platform in the North Sea recorded a wave that was 85 feet tall. 85 feet tall. Imagine running into that. Imagine running into the Tigers on Saturday night in Death Valley. Ben Mintz, Barstool Sports, Mintzy coming to town. Big weekend. Mintzy, you better hope I don't see you, because they're going to call me T-Diddy this weekend. I'm ready for a freaky Saturday night, baby. How we feeling, Mintzy? Spread them.
Oh, man, I'm just as fired up as you are. I mean, I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. 100 years of Death Valley getting celebrated Saturday night. That's not nothing. That's for damn sure. Cannot wait to get down there. 22nd Ole Miss game in 25 years for me in the series. So just pumped. Should be a hell of a game. Little nervous, to be honest.
So it's a weird spot, right? Because generally going into the Valley, even before the season started, Ole Miss not going to be favored. Are favored this time. May have been favored last time as well. How do you feel about being like both the gambling and analytic favorite entering Saturday night?
So last year, LSU was actually 2.5 in Oxford.
Oh,
and the
wow.
second that line came out at LSU minus 2.5, I was on Ole Miss all week. Because that's always just such a rat line. This time, LSU's off a bye. Look, I'm nervous about this one just because of my, dude, I know what the Saturday night Death Valley thing means and the 100-year thing. LSU's going to be jacked to the moon for their first SEC night home game. It kind of feels like a coin flip game, to be honest. I think Ole Miss is a better team than LSU this year, but there's a lot of other factors that go into it. Ole Miss's defensive line against the LSU offensive line is the game here. I obviously know LSU with Will Campbell, and those guys are great at protecting the passer. Ole Miss's front seven this year is stout with Walter Nolan and Perkins and Jared Ivey and Pegues. On the other side of it, obviously we all know LSU's defense isn't what we historically expect. I think Ole Miss is going to be able to run the ball, go up tempo, and score some points. So, what it kind of feels like, as it does many times in this series, I think we might have one that goes down to the final possession, and I'm kind of hoping the refs are on the right side of it.
Ole Miss, a little beat up. Mintzy coming into this one, a long injury list, going to be maybe down some bodies. Now I fully expect Trey Harris. I mean, the kid's from Louisiana. It's his first chance to play in Tiger Stadium. I would be shocked if he's not out there. But it is a long injury list for Ole Miss. What's the health look like?
So, okay, on that front, I know Harris is banged up. I hope he goes. And like you said, he's from Lafayette. That dude's a warrior. I mean, I think he'll play, but I don't have any inside info or anything. That's what my gut's telling me. The rest of it, Princely off the edge, the Florida transfer, the second team All-SEC edge rusher, he's questionable. I'm not sure on him.
I saw reports. Sorry to interrupt, Mintz. I saw some reports from some local beat writers that are saying they do not expect Princely to play. We'll see. Okay. But like you said, Perkins has been great anyway.
Yeah, so the other guys, I think Henry Parrish, the running back, got banged up late last week, but he's probable. He's going to go. A few factors for Ole Miss here. I think Jackson Dart might run a little more in this game. Mm-hmm. He hadn't run a ton so far this year. Yeah. Ole Miss has a bye next week, with Ole Miss having a bye next week, and like you look at like the scope of the Ole Miss season here, you can erase the Kentucky loss with a win here in Baton Rouge.
Yeah,
because if you win this game, you're 6-1 heading to the bye. You've got everything in front of you, everything. If you lose this game, I mean, you have to win out and get help, and everything's on the line here Saturday, like literally. So I'm stoked. What I'm curious what y'all think about this. All right, this over-under in this game went from 63.5 to 62 yesterday. I was way wrong on LSU-USC being a shootout beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Is this going to be like that, kind of? I feel like Ole Miss has not played a good passing quarterback in 6 weeks. They played total jerk-off on conference schedule. Played Vandergrift, played good for Kentucky, but, I don't know how good he is. They've seen nothing like Nussmeier and the LSU receiving corps and LSU offensive line. So I'm inclined to think Nuss is going to be able to sling it in this game. And, look, I think Ole Miss is going to score points at that tempo and what I've seen of LSU's defense.
I'm with you, Mitch. I mean, this is one of those games where everything on paper points towards high scoring. But, again, sometimes those games have an odd way of just somehow going the other way. I would say, though, the key difference between this and the USC game is being the first game of the season. You had two new defensive staffs that you kind of didn't know how they were going to be. So we might have thought both defenses were going to still be bad, but what D'Anton Lynn has done with USC's defense is actually incredible. USC's defense is good this year. Really good. They're leading the Big Ten in opponent third down conversion. So I think that was kind of a wild card there. Same with LSU and Blake Baker. So I just can't bring myself to bet the under on this. I don't think, no matter what.
I wouldn't. I love the over, and now I've kind of come down to liking it because I think it T-Bob. If you're playing pool and you're you know how in pool you're planning your next shot when you're making your shot. Ole Miss and Kentucky being 2017 and Ole Miss South Carolina 27-3 have thrown people off the scent of this over. And these LSU Ole Miss games always get buck wild. They always do. It's happened forever. Last year, I don't expect 104 points again. But you look at this series through the years. Remember the 2020 55-50 in the rain in Death Valley? I feel like I've seen through the years, this exact game where it just flies off the rail, comes down to the last possession, is thrilling so many times that I kind of feel like that's what I've got in my head right now.
Mintzy, what's the offensive weapon for LSU that Ole Miss needs to worry about the most, in your opinion?
Here's what I'm worried about on the Ole Miss side of it. Look, I don't think Ole Miss's run defense is allowing 1.6 yards a carry. I know they've played a weaker schedule. I wouldn't be surprised to see LSU throw 80% of the time in this game. It really wouldn't surprise me at all because Ole Miss is so stout with Walter Nolan and Pegues and those guys up front. What worries me about Ole Miss, Trey Amos, the Bama transfer, is good. Really good corner. I like him. The rest of the corners have talent, athleticism, unproven. And the other thing that really worries me about Ole Miss is the holding and PI calls have been a massive problem.
Amos gets handy. Yeah, he gets a little handsy too.
They all do. They all do. 28 does especially. And so that, in the Kentucky game, they had 5 holding and PIs that extended key third downs. I'm worried about that. And the thing I'm really worried about, though, I feel like this Ole Miss secondary hadn't really been tested by a real passing game yet. And that's what, I'm a believer in Nuss. And then when you look at this LSU receiving corps this year, there's no Malik Neighbors, there's no Thomas. But, man, they got depth. They got 5 guys that can beat you. Mason Taylor is obviously a good tight end. I really like Darren Anderson from Bama. I think he's the sneaky best one.
Yeah.
And so I feel like LSU having that depth of receiver, testing Ole Miss's third and fourth DBs. I think Nuss is gonna I'm gonna bet his over. When I'm looking at the line, they've got the game props up already on DraftKings. I like Nuss over 325 passing, Dart over 40 rushing, and Henry Parrish over 100 rushing.
Wow, wait, they can still do player props?
Not in Louisiana, you can't.
Oh yeah, they got them for big. They do them for big games.
Okay.
You can do what I've been hitting lately. I found some stuff gambling that's been working. So you can mess with the yardage totals, T-Bob, where if you really have an opinion, you can go alternate over at big odds. And like last week, I hit Juice Wells because he was going back to South Carolina. I was like, oh, Ole Miss is going to chunk it to him. I had him 6.5 to 1 over 90 yards, and he had 100. You can do stuff like that.
I saw you hit the OT call in the Falcons game. That was a nice hit there, Mintzy. But okay, so you're coming to town Saturday night for Death Valley, but that's not all. Yet I think you're going to be with. Are you going to be with Clue Haywood this weekend? From
Yeah,
Twitter?
so Clue and I have dinner. I'm in Uptown. No, this is my biggest weekend. Y'all know what it is. Look, everything in my life for 25 years revolves back to the Ole Miss LSU weekend. It has since my senior year of high school, and this is my 22nd time in 25 years to attend it. So I snuck down to NOLA last night because it's the biggest weekend of the year. I got dinner. Dinner. We're doing Pascal's Manali and Charlie's Steakhouse and Clue for dinner tonight. Yeah. I'll be over there tomorrow. I'm going to Rufino's for the big Gordy Rush kickoff deal tomorrow night, 6 to 9. And boys, I'm not gonna lie. Look, I hadn't done the LSU all-day tailgate game day since college till the Arkansas game last year when I got out on campus at like 10 a.m. And I freaking loved it. I'm getting out there at like 10:30 and going to like 6 tailgates.
Hell yeah.
And doing the whole, it's Mardi Gras on campus. It's the freaking best. I'm super pumped to do.
The vibes are going to be elite. I mean, it's going to be Tiger Stadium, 1, 2. I think this year is actually a great year. I think 3 times you'll see Death Valley reach its peak because probably Alabama, Oklahoma also going to be insane. But I don't know that anyone is going to match Saturday night. Because it's what you said, Ben. Like, both LSU and Ole Miss came into this year thinking of themselves as playoff teams. Now, I think more people preseason would have sided with Ole Miss. Both LSU and Ole Miss have had a disappointing early season loss, right? LSU dropping to USC, Ole Miss dropping to Kentucky. Ole Miss comes back, they beat South Carolina, they make up for a lot of it. LSU comes back, they beat South Carolina, they make up for a lot of it. Whoever wins this weekend, their season, their goals are all absolutely still in play. And in fact, they get strengthened significantly. Whoever loses, the complete opposite is true. If you lose this game, it is a near guarantee you will not be a playoff team. So the setting Saturday night could not be bigger for both teams as the entire season and your playoff hopes are already on the line thanks to a couple early season losses.
Yeah, I have one other question for y'all as ex-players, okay? So, Ole Miss hadn't won in Death Valley since 2008.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that kind of history stuff matters. And so I'm, scarred from seeing all these games down there and just playing their Saturday night makes me nervous. Do any of these transfers that came in off the NIL portal, does that matter? Because it's like a thing to the fans and the history. But these players were 5 years old when that happened. Ole Miss has all these kind of mercenaries off the NIL. Is that a real thing? Does that matter or mindset-wise?
I don't know about this new generation. I mean, it mattered to us.
Yeah.
When my favorite win of my, favorite game I've ever played in was beating Florida in Florida in 2010. And that was the first time, now I can't remember the exact date because I'm getting old, but they had made a big deal out of the fact we hadn't won there in 10 years or maybe longer.
There.
Okay, so it had been a while since we had won at Florida, and so it definitely meant something to us. I
always
everything's kind of changed.
I always knew going to Jordan-Hare, it was going to be difficult. It was going to be weird. There was going to be something that happened in the game. I never won there. We beat them here. They beat us there, and the game always played out, Mintzy, in a very odd way. 7-5, I think was one of the final score lines in Jordan-Hare. So, I know us as players, it was something that you realize, when you go into certain places, the game's just a little bit different.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, like I said, I just feel I have reverence for the Saturday night Death Valley thing because I grew up going to games down there, and, I obviously know so much about it. So, that's always going to make me nervous no matter what. And I feel like most fans that are looking at this game don't give that a lot of respect, but I give it super respect. And LSU, the bye week, I think, does matter some. Joe Sloan, LSU OC, who I'm good friends with, going back to our North Louisiana days, he has been losing sleep for 365 days over the drive when LSU was up 49-47 last year and LSU didn't put the game away in Oxford. He's been pissed about it for a year. I mean, like literally.
I forgot about that. I forgot you had the ball with
700 yards offense in that game. He was mad about that drive.
I forgot that you had the ball with the lead and a chance to close out. I mean, you had the same thing against USC this year.
Yes, it was 17-13.
And you couldn't do it. So, here's to hoping that you can. Okay, so what else is on the docket besides Saturday night in Death Valley this weekend, Mintzy?
Like I said, I'm going to do the Uptown NOLA deal tonight. I'll be over there tomorrow, going to the Rufino's thing, Saturday night Death Valley. Man, we're doing everybody from Mississippi that are the crossover Saints fans. Everybody's doing the Saints-Bucks Sunday at night.
That makes sense.
Doing Saints, so I'm getting up, I'm staying in Baton Rouge, getting up early, going to Saints-Bucks. Spencer Rattler era. I hadn't listened to y'all this week. What are we thinking?
I feel like I could not imagine a worse situation for a rookie quarterback to be stepping into. I hope that he somehow does awesome, but my God, it is just so many injuries, lack of weapons. He's taking over a broken down jalopy of a team right now, and people are expecting him to kick ass. I think it's a tough spot.
Yeah, I wasn't as big on him when they drafted him. I'm just worried. He's a gunslinger, but I feel like there's going to be a turnover problem with the way he plays.
Yes.
On the other side of it, though, y'all are experienced with this at LSU too. Tampa playing on the road, dealing with this hurricane, that's not nothing when you're worried about your families and all the logistics.
True. Yeah.
I'm wondering how that affects them.
No, it certainly affects it, Mintzy. I mean, you mentioned it, like your family, making sure they're safe, making sure everything's okay. You've been out of your routine. We're creatures of habit. You've been out of your routine for multiple days. You've been staying in New Orleans this entire week, right? And so that's not normal. And those things do affect you. I'm not saying it's going to decide the game, but it's going to be a portion of it.
And look, the Saints are at home and they have an elite defense, right? So the offense is not going to be what wins you the game anyway. So maybe there's a situation, like we said, where the defense kicks ass, sets Spencer Rattler up for a 2-minute drive, and you win on a field goal 17-14 or 13-12. I don't know. Those are that's what I think a win would look like. I would be surprised if you just came out there and balled offensively. Though, if you did, the hype train would be truly unstoppable for Spencer Rattler. If he does shock everyone and end up being awesome, it would. New Orleans would explode.
Yeah, the X factor here, I feel like, is Taysom Hill was out Monday. I don't know if he's going to go, but you got to think your manufacturing touches a ton with him with this Rattler thing. Wouldn't even be shocked to see him take some shotgun snaps to Kamara, run a read option even, because I feel like this is a game at 2-3, division game, a loss here, you fall to 2-4 with losses directly to Atlanta, Tampa.
The Dennis Allen era is on the line. The Dennis Allen era is 1,000% on the line come Sunday.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I'm looking forward to going to that, and then I'm going to Black Crowes at Sanger Sunday night too. They were my favorite band in high school. So
look at that, hell yes, Mintzy. If you see me Saturday, get ready to spread him, because like I said yesterday, it's cheek clapping season, and I know they call you the destroyer, but there's only going to be one thing destroyed when I see you come Saturday, buddy. Can't wait to see you. Looking forward to it. Saturday night in Death Valley. How about it?
Oh, yeah. Are you gonna be out on campus at all? I know you have whiskey.
I think so. Actually, I think I'm gonna bring the kids on the field pregame, and then leave before the game starts.
I got a pregame pass too. Honestly, looking forward to. I'm trying to. Me and Joe Sloan going to take a pic. I'm excited about that because my little tiny radio station in Bossier covered Tech when he was the OC. So we've kind of been on the journey together here 10 years. So that kind of pumps me up. And shout out Second String Tailgaters, Tiger Island. I'll be there. Hopefully you pop by there. See us.
Well, hell yeah! If you see Mintzy, give him a tiger bait. And don't be nice. Be very mean to. No, I'm just kidding. Be very nice to him. Give him a tiger bait though. At Barstool Mintzy. Ben, thank you, brother.
All right, can't wait to see y'all. It's gonna be a great Saturday.
Hell yeah, man. Have a good weekend. Ben Mintz, former OTB gambler extraordinaire, now Barstool superstar, Shout out to our guy Mintzy. But alas, life weaves a complicated web, and sometimes you have to kill your friends. And that's what's going down this weekend, okay? Never forget, Vlade Divac and Sabonis were best friends back in the day. And then Serbia and somebody else got into it, and look at him now. I actually don't know if it's Sabonis. I butchered the entire story. The point is, no friends come Saturday. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. You go to Community Steel today, and look, man, they got all your steel needs, purlin, tubing, roofing, sheet metal, any size project. We started doing this. There's a lot of residential. They still got you, man. But now, giant commercial jobs. Why are so many big-time companies throwing their lot in with Community Steel? Because it's incredible customer service with actual boots-on-the-ground humans. It's local right there, Gonzales, Louisiana. It's the best prices because they manufacture all the product themselves straight from the wholesalers. Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com.
Yeah, they've already been there for over an hour waiting on you to come see them in Gonzales, Louisiana. communitysteelco.com, top right corner, tell you every single day. Click on that, shows you exactly where they're located. And look, if you're in the state of Louisiana, you can't get to Gonzales today. That is okay. Like T-Bob said, residential, but certainly commercial as well. Pick up the phone, give them a call. That number is 225-647-2020, communitysteelco.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
Remix. J.E. y'all. Run DMC to the beach, y'all.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Okay, so in an effort to continue to be the slave to honesty that I am, I want to make sure I'm not leading anybody astray. Again, rogue waves have been documented.
You interrupted Jagged Edge to talk about rogue waves.
No, keep the music playing. You don't have to interrupt the music. So it's Vlade Divac and Drazen Petrovic from
now we're talking, actually.
Serbia and Croatia. They were in Yugoslavia. They were brothers. There's a 30 for 30 on it called Once Brothers. So they were boys. War breaks out. They hate each other. But then Petrovic ends up dying in an automobile accident in 93. And it seems like a lot of the film kind of focuses on Divac's regret that they were never able to come back together. So while we're enemies Saturday night, Mintzy, I'll hug you Sunday morning. You know?
It's like a Ted Lasso episode with Danny Rojas, and he ends up playing against one of their teammates in an international match. You ever watched it?
I missed like the last 2 seasons of Ted Lasso. I don't know.
Did you watch it, Esther?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. They played a match, and it's the goalkeeper and Danny Rojas are on separate teams, international game, and Danny Rojas like clears him out and takes him out in the game, and he's like, "Bro, what are you doing? We're teammates." He's like, he just completely changes his whole attitude when that's how it is.
That's what Kobe did to Pau Gasol.
Yes.
Oh yeah. He did.
Murdered him.
Mm-hmm.
And wanted to.
He told everybody he was going
He's like,
to,
I'm gonna,
too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna truck Gasol.
He's like, he's gonna try to set a screen, and he's gonna run him over.
They were like, "That's your teammate." He's like, "Not today."
Yeah, Kobe really was like just
a dog.
The best mentality ever.
Yeah.
My old man always raised me on the idea that, look, man, you flip the switch. You got to be a different person on the field than off it. You're going to be a good, nice, contributing member of society off the field, but once you get on there, you want to be a violent, mean psychopath. And yeah, it is. That was one of my favorite parts about football, is that you could, besides the locker room, you could do things that society deems completely unacceptable. You could be a massive, violent jerk. You could take out like
Jagged Edge during this great speech. Or you could turn
dirty. No, keep it going. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not giving a speech. I'm just saying you could do things that in civilized society is completely frowned upon, and will get you in trouble. But you could live that way, like a barbarian.
Yeah.
Like a Viking back in the day. Let's just settle this with physical dominance.
Yeah.
That's how they used to settle a lot of their legal troubles. Just okay, well, is he like bigger and stronger than you? Okay, well, that's his wife now. I don't know what to tell you.
Kirby Smart just tells you to be that on and off the field.
Yeah, Georgia. Yeah. I will always say this though: college football players get in trouble at a lower rate than does males of their age in the general population. We just hear about it more because they have a profile, so when they get arrested, it's a story.
Well, yeah.
I know, but what I'm saying is people act like football players are like unhinged, but they're not. I'm saying they're actually more disciplined and commit crimes at a lower rate than the general population of their same age. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm defending my boys, okay? Now, Georgia, I'm not defending what's his name did. I haven't read about it. I saw the headlines. Seems awful. Screw him.
I mean, assault of an unborn child is pretty crazy.
So I saw that headline. How does that happen? Does that mean he got abusive with his pregnant?
I would guess
that's
so.
what I would guess.
That's awful. I mean, obviously awful. I'm not defending him. I'm defending this idea, though, that like all football players are punks or whatever. That's not true. The vast majority are great young men.
I want to be clear and say I never said that.
There's always going to be bad apples. You kind of intimated it.
I said Kirby Smart says to his football players to do it on and off the field.
Which is a good joke, to be fair.
It is a good joke.
And
you just ruined it.
Well, good. I'm glad. How many jokes of mine have you ruined?
None.
Actually, no,
I laugh at your jokes.
You support me for the most part. That is actually true. I apologize.
Did you ever play against any of your LSU teammates in the preseason?
Yeah, me and Drake Nevis went up against each other when he was in Indianapolis. That was very fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, just a few plays in the preseason. No big deal.
Yeah. It was. I'm trying to think. I went against Stelzy when he was with the Bears. Keelan when he was with the Lions. I think he was on special teams. I was wing on punt. Ryan Clark a ton, but he wasn't my teammate. But obviously another LSU guy. It was always fun. It was always, it's one of those deals where like it's your boy. Like you didn't want to do anything crazy, but you didn't want to lose to your boy either. You know what I'm saying?
No, hell no. Yeah, I mean, look, no mercy. No mercy. We can be boys after the game. Again, there's no room for being boys during the game. You come on the show every day and prove football players are unhinged?
That's fair.
Dude, this week you've been on one, too.
Like on one.
Well, guess what? It's only going to continue. Tomorrow's going to be even more unhinged. Whiskey and wine's going to be saying, don't let LSU win now, boys. Don't let the Tigers catch a big Saturday night dub in Death Valley, okay? Because I might go Super Saiyan. I might literally spontaneously combust into flames from being too pumped up. Just turn into an angel and sprout wings from my back and ascend to heaven. The chariots will come down. And like, who got carried to heaven without dying? Elijah? Methuselah? Who was it? Methuselah lived for a long time.
Yeah.
Who got carried on the winged chariot into heaven?
I don't remember.
Because that's going to be me. Saturday, if LSU wins, we're going to see. We're going to see.
It was Elijah.
It was Elijah.
And Enoch.
And Enoch.
Yep.
Kind of riding on Elijah's coattails there, huh, Enoch? Jake, you want to hop on the chariot? You're in. Come on. Let's go to the old pearly gates. But wait, you didn't die. No, but LSU won. Thanks. Thanks, G. I'll see you inside. A lot of singing in here. Okay. And then I just start singing as well. And we're just doing that for infinity.
Start singing neck.
Cool, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe not up there.
Nah.
Yeah. You can hum it.
Nah, dude. God invented neck. So of course he'd be down to sing it.
Yeah, you probably don't want to celebrate it though,
Enoch was first. Wow, never mind. So Elijah was riding on the coattails? That's on me. God, don't let, please let LSU win. I'll be so freaking happy.
I just feel like you just jinx it all the time. And I need you to stop talking about it that way.
Okay,
well,
yeah,
we kind of can't.
You're right.
We can't. We got
that
4.5 hours
in that way
of coverage left this week.
You can cover it, but don't be praying like that.
Hey, Alondra, why don't you take your little half-stepping, cowardly ass out to the hallway, okay? Right. Because we got no room for that crap, okay? No superstition.
He gets mad.
No jinxing.
Can you do both of these?
No softness.
Can you do that both at the same time?
No. You got to understand what I'm saying here. You got to understand what you're saying. There ain't no jinxing if you go out there and punch the guy in the mouth, okay? We ain't being scared here. Oh, you said that. Oh, now we're going to lose because we're so popular. No, we're not being scared. Okay? We are the big dogs. It's Saturday night in Death Valley. It's LSU versus Ole Miss. When's the last time they won here? Okay. Exactly. So don't let it start again Saturday. Be a man.
We didn't let that streak start. Y'all did.
Yeah.
What? I went undefeated at home last 2 years. I don't know what you talking about, Bo.
I'm talking about 2008.
Yeah, we went undefeated.
Ole Miss won in Tiger Stadium.
Who are you talking to?
You.
I had a torn ACL. I was watching at home. What are you talking about?
Oh, so now you Christian Bale and your teammates because you were hurt?
I had a torn ACL. You think I literally had nothing to do with the game.
Wow.
The games I played in, we won.
Wow.
I don't know what to tell you. Didn't play in the Natty. We lost that. Huh. Interesting,
Wow.
I don't know, guys. Correlation, causation, and all that.
Well, maybe if you'd have fought harder in the pregame, you maybe would have changed the outcome then.
I wasn't even at the game. I was at home in a machine.
I'm talking about in the national championship.
Working my knee.
If you'd have fought to get on the field. We all wanted you to play.
Yeah, I know. I should have.
We know y'all had that big dust up in the locker room before the game. If you'd have had a little bit harder.
That when I went to Coach Miles' office and tried to do the Rudy thing of like laying my jersey on the table, that it didn't work. Freaking pisses me off still to this day. It's a bad strategy by me. All right. When we get back, more off the bench.
Off the bench.
Go to allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. You go to All Star Toyota and look, man, no matter what your vehicular needs are, you want a big luxury SUV, the new Sequoias are for real incredible. Like, they will blow you away. Maybe you're a big truck guy, though. I mean, the Tundra's same deal. Maybe you need like a work truck though, like the real. That's where that Tacoma comes in. Or maybe you want to join me in that Toyota Sienna Minivan gang. Well, whether it's new, Toyota certified used vehicle, whatever, the best prices, the best people, all at your one-stop car shop, All Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
It is your one-stop shop because if you're buying new, if you're leasing, or if you are renting, we tell you every day because you don't find it anywhere else. Everything is available. So no matter what your needs are, they're going to be met over at All-Star. Call Miss Lisa Sessions today in that rental department, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey guys, Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. You need AC, heat, and electrical needs. You want to head over to Accutemp. Service to the highest degree, guys. And that ain't just lip service. They're incredible. They're going to blow you away. That's an AC joke, but it's real though. I mean, again, first time my wife ever used them, she didn't listen to the show. She had no idea. I did a commercial for them. And she texted me just unbent and was like, that was the greatest customer experience I've ever had in my life. That's why they have a 4.9 Google review rating. They will do whatever it takes to make sure the job gets done correctly when you need it. Save the weekend, whatever. It's a hot week and your AC goes out. And look, if you want to look at a whole home generator's free estimate, they get you set up. Go to AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. Shout out AccuTemp. It's a crazy story that Jacob Beck just told me about. 84-year-old German sentenced after hiding World War II Nazi tank and anti-aircraft cannon in his house. Jeez. It's a big house. Said he used the tank as a snowplow sometimes. Wasn't shy about it. I don't know why he suddenly just got in trouble now about it.
I mean, the tank seems useful to me if you're using it as a snowplow.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It seems, it's kind of like, well, what laws are you violating? I don't know, though. Maybe the bad look part comes in where it said he had like a bunch of like Hitler busts and
so he loves history.
And Reich Eagle decorations, Nazi uniform, swastika pennants, SS rune-shaped lamps. Yes, he loves history.
Yeah.
Probably loves something else and hates something else as well, but I don't know. I wonder what's going to happen to the tank. Bring it over here to the D-Day Museum.
No, I know. I think I saw that a museum in the U.S. Bought it, I think. I'm not certain, but I thought I saw that somewhere.
Okay. Well, I
U.S.
hope it
bought
comes
a
to the World
tank.
War II Museum. Greatest museum in the world. Actual top 10 museum in the world. It's awesome, y'all. Go check it out today. Guys, we got a big weekend of college football coming up. Let's touch on some of the biggest games. Alondra, give me some of that Big Ten music. So weird that it's Big Ten music nowadays. Jake, out of an excellent weekend slate, not counting LSU-Ole Miss, what are you most locked into? You're going to the Triple R.
Yes, I am.
I don't think OU stands a chance in that game, though, unfortunately. I'm taking Texas to cover to 15.
Oof, that's a big number.
It's a big number.
In a game like that.
I know.
I'm trying hard not to say the obvious one here of Oregon, Ohio State.
That's the one.
But it's hard to get away from that one.
That's the one.
If I was doing like a little bit of a deeper cut, I don't know, kind of like Iowa State, West Virginia.
After you gave me so much crap about me wanting to watch Oklahoma State, West Virginia last week. But West Virginia's pretty good right now. And Iowa State's really good.
But Iowa State's 11th in the country.
Yeah, no, I know. I agree. Have you seen the unis West Virginia's going to be rocking?
Oh, I haven't.
Cole Rush, all black. Look him up, Beck.
Right.
Pretty sexy. Shout out to the coal miners. Shout out to pepperoni rolls. Has anybody ever had these? Italian migrants working the coal mines, the lunch that they came up with. It's like a dough ball with cheese and pepperoni baked inside. So freaking good. No, look, dude, it's Ohio State, Oregon. In Autzen, at night. Is Ohio State the behemoth? Do they maybe look, there's the All Blacks. WVU's gonna be rocking. And it does make sense in this case, unlike a lot of schools when they do all black, because of the coal mine history of West Virginia. But yeah, man. And then Oregon's weird because Oregon just kind of moved to the background after their early season wobbles.
Yeah.
Nobody's really talked about them. They've gone on to get better, dominate a couple of Big Ten games. Dylan Gabriel's most efficient passer in the country. Still look a little flawed, but they're at home. What do you think?
I think Ohio State.
I do too.
Ohio State's
I like him to cover.
So talented everywhere.
I know.
There's some things that Oregon still hasn't been able to prove that they can do consistently. It being at Oregon, at not like all of that plays certainly into the Ducks' favor, but I just think Ohio State's so talented at every level. The only question I would have is they haven't been challenged yet. They haven't been tested. And kind of like Ole Miss, we talked about a couple of weeks ago, when they got tested, they didn't know how to respond, and they lost the game.
Yeah.
Oregon has been tested.
True.
The Boise State game, they had to have a kick return, a punt return for a touchdown to win that one. So that plays into it, but I still think Ohio State finds a way.
I agree with the Ohio State call. What I want to see mainly is how good is this Ohio State defense really? Because right now the numbers are stupid. They're number 1 in the country, only giving up 6.8 points per game. Number 3 in the country, only giving up 72 rush yards a game. Number 4 in the country, only giving up 129 pass yards per game. They lead the Big Ten with 3.4 sacks per game. And they're second in opponent third down conversion, only allowing 30% conversion rate. So, the defense looks like the best in the entire country. They would appear to maybe have the talent, the best in the entire country. Is it real? Dylan Gabriel and Oregon's offense will tell us quite a bit. For what it's worth, I think Gabriel and Will Howard have both proven to be able to win the big game. Gabriel did it last year. Will Howard winning that Big 12 championship over that undefeated TCU team. Even though Gabriel was probably a little more clutch in the scenarios that he was asked to step up in and win that game last year, I just think Oregon's looked a little too flawed for me here early on. Also, the reason, Jake, why I got Texas covering Oklahoma's offense is doo-doo. Here's Oklahoma's offense.
Defense is good.
Ranking. Yeah, defense is great. And Quinn's back fully healthy. He's been back fully healthy since last Tuesday. Oklahoma's offense in the SEC, 13th in points per game. Dead last in rush yards per game. Dead last in pass yards per game. Of course, that means dead last in total offense. The only offense in the SEC averaging under 300 yards a game. And right now, Texas, number 1 scoring defense, number 1 pass defense, number 2 total defense in the conference. OU's cooked.
The defense is going to be on the field way too much. So even like a strength that you have is going to be worn out. I don't know if they cover, but I like Texas to win.
All right, when we get back, we'll wrap up our. We're only going a couple more games to talk about. Then we got big deal, no big deal, munchies after that. Continue to keep it locked on 105 ESPN, 100.3, 94.7, wherever you're listening. You're on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
GEAUX Tommies.com. GEAUX Tommies.com. Cajun Charger, we see you, dude. You're good. Go Tommies for all your windows, doors, and siding needs. There's Tommies windows, doors, and siding. You need to schedule reliable window installation right here in Baton Rouge. Well, at Tommies, you're going to see the difference clearly. You need wood or vinyl windows, hardy plank or vinyl siding, any type of door. Again, it's all there for you at Tommies. And I'm so confident in the team. Make him one of the bids. Just make Tommies one of the bids on your project and let them prove to you where they're the right people for the job. GEAUXTommies.com.
And when you go to the website, check out the gallery of work that they have done already in the community. But remember, they also can do any custom job that you might have, testimonials from past clients, all the things that they offer over at Tommy's. You can also call them at 225-250-8808 and always online at GoTommies.com.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Panning y'all. Leonardo says this game's more important to Oklahoma than Texas. That is why they win. Oklahoma's in that position with enough talent and coaching as a 2 TD favorite. They may be looking at next week. I just don't see it for
next
a couple
week is
of reasons.
Georgia for Texas.
Yeah. Which again, so I get like the logic that he's using.
And normally I would be right there on the heels with him. It happened last year, but I think there's just too many deficiencies for Oklahoma right now.
Yeah, Oklahoma's not near. They don't. Last year the offense was incredible. They're not just okay. They're bad this year, but more so in that Ewers returning. Ewers fully locked in, wanting revenge for last year. Remember, he got embarrassed at the beginning of this game last year. He was awful. He ended up playing well down the stretch, but he was awful at the beginning, and that's what opened the door, so I don't see it. Other games here, Florida at Tennessee. I think Tennessee's going to freaking roll because Florida's defense is awful.
I don't know if they roll, they win.
Florida gives us 172 rush yards a game right now, bro.
They did good against UCF, though. A good rushing team.
That's true. I'm a little on the fence about UCF's rushing numbers, though. I'm like, Colorado shut you down.
Well, because they were playing from behind, too. They tried to be something they're not. And if you watch that game, the game flow is just poor for who UCF wants to be. Look, Florida's not as bad as we thought they were. They're certainly not a good football team. Tennessee wins. And if it was a 10-point game, I wouldn't be shocked. Maybe like a backdoor cover type situation. Because Graham Mertz, he keeps them on schedule. He doesn't do anything spectacular, but he keeps them on schedule where it doesn't get too far away from them.
Oof, I think angry Tennessee at home. I mean, but then again, I just like a lot of the big covers this week. We're going to see if I'm right or wrong. Penn State at USC. I'll say what I said on Snaps yesterday. I saw that meme about USC, you hate playing Utah? Well, you just joined a conference full of Utah. And there may be no more team that is more Utah than Penn State. Penn State I like USC this year. I think they're better in some ways. Unfortunately, they're also worse in some ways. But Penn State feels like the perfectly made team. After what Minnesota did to him, after what Michigan did to him, I don't see why Penn State's not going to do the exact same and then some.
Yeah, this game certainly lost a lot of its luster over the last couple of weeks. It was one of the ones that we talked about being on this weekend for 6 months leading into the season, and USC has, really done a bad job of keeping up with some of the physicality of the Big Ten, and that was kind of one of the worries of it. And you're right. Penn State's better built than Minnesota, than even Michigan this year. It being in the Coliseum makes it interesting.
The travel, I was going to say, as we've been talking about, teams 1-8 in the Big Ten when traveling the multiple time zones, but still seems like too much of an ask.
You know the ESPN matchup predictor?
Yeah.
51.7% for USC. According to ESPN Analytics.
That is kind of fascinating because normally I can see the angle as to why.
It's only a 4-point spread, too. Now, -4, you got to pay a little bit extra. It's -115 for Penn State. But
interesting.
It hasn't moved either. It opened up at 4.
I think those two backs, and Drew Aller's playing well. Okay. Maybe so, dude. Other games, Kansas State, Colorado, kind of interesting. I mean, if Colorado wins this, you have to take them seriously. I think Kansas State wins, but
I think if Colorado's already at that point, and if they win this, you put them in contender range.
Yeah, like in Big 12 contention range, which is crazy. I still think they're a little too flawed, right? Because I'm still dinging them for the Baylor win. Lucky win there. And Nebraska really handled them. I mean, I think it would be a huge disappointment for Kansas State fans if but then again, I mean, I don't know. Darian Mintzy and Tulane chopped up that Kansas State defense, and Shadur and company is a completely different animal.
I mean, Tulane wins that game against Kansas State. The way they showed up against Oklahoma, if they continue to win, they would have certainly been in the conversation for that group of 5 spot. Not that they're totally out of it right now, but a lot of things would have to happen. And if they just didn't get the OPI call on that one play, they're firmly in it.
You think that West Virginia wins?
I don't know. Iowa State's defense is so good. I like Iowa State a lot too.
In my mind, Iowa State's quarterback is still Brock Purdy, and the running back's still Breece Hall. Unfortunately, I don't know that I can name a single Iowa State player.
It's Beck. It's his dad, Anthony Beck.
Oh, the football coach?
Yeah.
St. Louis Battlehawks?
Yeah.
Oh.
His son.
Okay.
Rocky?
Hour 3.
Off the bench.
Big deal or no big deal? Coming up next.
He went to West Virginia, by the way. Anthony did. He played there.
Oh, really? His dad did?
Interesting weekend for him, huh?
Damn, dude. Your son trying to take down your alma mater when they're wearing the Cole Rush All Blacks?
Yeah.
Go to oakparkevents.com, OakPARC events.com, and check out a couple of incredible venues for whatever you need. Okay, we got Oak Lodge, we got Park 73. Within each venue, there's multiple different conference rooms, meeting rooms. There's like different venues within the venues, right? And so whether it's just a social event you're putting on, maybe a corporate meeting, seminar, whatever, or a wedding, we've done thousands of weddings. Take advantage of the turnkey service at Oak Park Events. We can customize it to whatever you want, the food, the vibe, the ambiance, the fun. It's all there, oakparkevents.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Join us at Pro Dreams in Mandeville for our special event, A Day of Champions. Meet LSU National Championship winning head coaches Jay Johnson, Skip Bertman, and Paul Maneri. Don't miss your chance to purchase authentic sports memorabilia, autographed by the champions themselves. It's the perfect opportunity to celebrate LSU baseball and take home a piece of history. Visit pro-dreams.com to get your tickets. See you there.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Brack, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Happy Halloween! Welcome into Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota.
Enter at your own risk.
We're bringing you the spookiest sports talk in town. With Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
It might even horrify you.
Live from the haunted Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hello, Mintzy. Well. Didn't think you'd be seeing me in the stall, did you? But I've been following you all day. Creeping, watching, waiting, commiserating. It's time.
Speaks when watch and follows. I should watch and follows again. I haven't watched in a couple of years. What song did I just shut out, guys?
It follows.
I knew it. I was thinking.
No.
I was like, that's from a song, but I couldn't.
Watching, waiting, commiserating. Anybody?
Oh, All the Small Things.
There we go. Blink-182. Good job, Jacob. Bonus points to you. Probably not that big of a deal, though. Right now, let's do some big deal or no big deal.
Ain't no big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal. No big deal. No big deal.
Alrighty then. I'm going to steal one from the chat here. Leonardo da Vinci. A big deal or no big deal? Reported Bryce Underwood. I don't know what that is. I'm telling it to grow. Reported Bryce Underwood decommitment. So I've not seen a reported decommitment.
I haven't seen that either.
What I have seen is we know about Portnoy talking about offering up $3 million to get Michigan a good quarterback. There are rumors. Portnoy did say that he's already spoken to Sharon Moore and members of the Wolverines program. I don't know that Portnoy has said Bryce Underwood. Michigan fans are clearly pointing to Bryce Underwood. And so, again, Portnoy said he would pay up to $3 million to get a quarterback for Michigan. And then the founder of Chat Sports and host of the Michigan Football Report on YouTube, James Yoder, who I'd never heard of, said he'll tack on $1 million. Jesus, James. Chat Sports must be killing it.
I was about to say, what are we doing wrong here?
Yes. So, reported, potentially a $4 million offer in play for Bryce Underwood. Big deal or no big deal?
That's a big deal. I mean, it's $4 million.
If it's real. If it's real, absolutely.
Not to say that, LSU couldn't match that.
I don't know if you could, dude. I've heard, LSU's entire NIL nut right now is about what, $7 million?
But that
$7.5?
See, that part of it to me in this situation doesn't matter because this isn't that situation. I think this situation, and you could disagree with me, is you make a call to the guy and say, hey, this
maybe
one-off.
So. Yeah, maybe
this
so.
one-off, this one player, number one player in the country at the most important position in football.
Yeah.
We need it.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that feels like a one-off. Now, if you called about, a right guard who you really wanted, he'd be like, no, Now, the fun is the fun.
That's true.
This is different, though.
Yeah, Shea Dixon shutting this down, which probably points to maybe no big deal as well. I'm saying no big deal because I don't think it's real. If there is a $4 million offer on the table, that's pretty insane. And that's something that Underwood definitely has to consider. That said, if you're talking about the style of offense that you would want to run, you would not want to go to Michigan if you're a quarterback.
No.
They don't even throw the ball.
They can't throw a forward pass right now.
So I'm going no big deal for now. We'll keep an eye on it.
I go big deal if it's, if it's starting to pick up steam and it is real, for sure. Agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's kind of a big deal, but also not at the same time because we don't know.
It's firmly in the rumor category right now. It's a classic big if true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Classic big if true. Yeah.
All right, big deal or no big deal. Rafael Nadal is set to retire from tennis at the end of this season.
Obviously for the tennis community, it's a massive deal. I mean, to me growing up, Pete Sampras became the man, right? Like he won. It was Agassi and him.
I was team Andre Agassi. You had to choose one.
But then Sampras ended up with the most majors, right?
Yeah.
But then it feels like tennis had a run where 3 Michael Jordans existed at one time.
That's very fair. Yeah.
Because there's Federer, Nadal, and then Djokovic comes out. And he's actually better than anyone. Like, I don't understand how there was so much incredible tennis talent at one time. So this is kind of the second of the MJs retiring now.
Yep, Djokovic is the last one.
Yeah. So, massive deal for sure to the tennis community.
Yeah, I think it's a big deal.
38 years old, career that has seen him win 22 Grand Slams, including 14 French Open titles.
See, and isn't it wasn't Sampras at 23 or something back in the day, and that was the big one? I don't know. I can't remember.
That is the one thing that people do say about Nadal is he was kind of a clay court specialist.
Yeah.
He won most of his majors at the French, but obviously still one of the greats.
Good.
Sampras had 14, Federer 20.
Wait, Sampras only had 14?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
still a lot.
crazy.
That's
No, it's a lot, but
8.
growing up, I thought that was the record. Maybe I was wrong.
It was until Federer.
So all these 3 dudes beat him then?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Big deal. All right, who's next?
Big deal or no big deal, the NFL is investigating George Pickens for his eye black. It had written on it, always effing open. Or open effing always. And so they're investigating it because they say it's against the rules. You're not allowed to have an explicit message on your eye black, apparently. Big deal or no big deal? Writing open effing always on your eye black.
No big deal, but what a loser move by the NFL.
Right?
Here. Who cares?
Super loser.
Who cares?
I think it's no big deal, and that makes it a loser move by the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, it is no big deal.
I don't think you could have anything on your eye black.
They said it has to be approved by the NFL.
Okay, I know when I was
do it.
playing, you couldn't have anything.
I will say there's sticklers about the
You
uni.
couldn't have anything.
Yeah.
If you're doing pregame with your shirt untucked, that's a fine.
I give you a warning, and they're like, if you come out of the tunnel for the real kickoff with that untucked, it's a fine.
They have a guy, I remember meeting him back in the day.
A lot of former players do it.
Yeah, I was going to say, they got a former player who his entire job, he walks around pregame and just makes sure that everybody's
up to code. I think if I ever got
kind of a snitch move, but at the end of the day, we all got to get paid. We got to get paid, Yeah. So, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But not a great feeling being the nerd that has to be like, you don't have the correct socks on.
Yeah.
Your eye black is offensive. I liked Ryan Williams kill everybody eye black.
Right?
The problem is it doesn't play as well when you lose to Vandy.
Yeah.
Looks way more badass when you're making the best college football play that I've ever seen in my life to beat Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although his Vandy
Fluky
play
or
is
not?
just kind of lost to the ether, but his Vandy play was
That's
awesome.
true.
I mean, that play where he floats in the air, somehow
Yeah.
keeps his feet in bounds, gets the late touchdown.
How
It's kinda
about
crazy.
even the 4th down play on the goal line, the reverse, where
Oh, yeah.
2 guys have him dead to rights, and he's like, nah, you're going to be grabbing for air.
God, it's so
You're
good.
not
I'm going to be
touching
so
me.
sad when he turns 18, though, because we won't ever be able to talk about him being 17 again. Like the opposite about. Nope.
Yeah, I already knew where that was
I
going.
did too.
Nope.
I did too.
Those jokes used to be acceptable on the old internet. Not anymore.
Nope.
It was a weird time, the old internet. You remember when they used to have like a countdown to like.
Nope.
Like Mary-Kate and Ashley turning 18.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And it was like, it was just like.
You ever?
You were like, this is funny. Like,
Lil Wayne said, "Call me when you're 18, Miley Cyrus," or something like that.
Yeah, see, it just doesn't age well.
No, that's problematic.
Yeah.
No.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Every
so
way.
many ways.
Jacob?
You got one?
Yeah, I got one. How about the Detroit Tigers and the MLB playoffs? They are currently in the ALDS up 2-1. They had the 26th lowest payroll in the MLB, $96 million. Not even close to any of the other teams in the playoffs. So I think it's no big deal or no big deal if the Tigers make it to the ALCS.
That's a huge deal.
I think that's a huge
I think
deal.
Shohei makes more than that entire team.
He does.
In a year. And so, like, for them to prove that you can still have that size market be competitive, I like that. And they're thriving. And they had to go on a heck of a run to get to that position.
They did.
And just like any playoff system, that's what's so exciting about the 12-team college football playoff. You get hot at the right time.
Yeah.
When you include more teams, things like this can happen.
I
Royals in the playoffs, too. I mean, they're down, but still.
Yeah.
I love a smaller market team doing well.
Me too.
I hate a cheap bastard succeeding. So I want players.
Yeah.
I want players to be paid.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit on the fence. I'm happy for the fans.
I mean, he's
don't
shelling out
love-
$100 million a year.
I
in
don't
payroll.
love that now. Like the Pirates owner is going to feel even more empowered to be like, look, dude. I mean, guys, you got to make y'all just got to manage better. Okay, look at what they're doing. Do what they're doing.
I mean, nobody can do what the Dodgers and Mets. Like, those payrolls are ridiculous.
No, I
don't
agree.
like that either.
I agree. I don't love that either. Even though they're probably feeling pretty good about Lindor's contract right now.
Mm-hmm.
Big deal or
The
no
owner
big deal,
even said
Jake?
so.
The Mets getting out of the NLDS.
It's a big deal. You
huge
know why?
deal.
Because it's not the Phillies. As much as I don't
Oh, wow,
like
so
the
you
Mets.
hate the Phillies more than
Oh,
that?
I hate the Phillies more than I hate any team in sports.
More than
outside of
Liverpool?
Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, let's chill out.
Just making sure.
It goes Liverpool. I don't know. Actually, Liverpool, Florida, Phillies, I think would be the order.
Well, let's not put on airs. Okay.
I mean,
With Florida.
put on what?
Put on airs, pretend it's okay.
Oh,
we
could
can
you
be
hold
honest.
that?
We're all friends. You just said Graham Mertz keeps him on schedule.
He
You
does.
expect him to play well. I know.
I do.
I know.
Also, got to be good at my job, so I got to be,
You're
objective.
Look, Billy was always good to us. I think it's very nice.
I
what you're
wasn't
doing.
here yet. That was you and Jordy, I think.
He didn't come on with us?
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah.
But he really can't. I mean,
Yeah, he was good to us.
he was. He was good to y'all, for sure.
I get it.
I have a feeling about the Detroit
So Liverpool,
Tigers.
Gators, Phillies.
Yeah.
Where did the Mets rank?
They're way down the list. I don't
Okay.
care about the Mets. Whatever.
What's up, Alondra?
I have a feeling about the Detroit Tigers.
What's your feeling?
They might make it all the way.
Okay.
The Padres look really good too, though.
They struggled last night.
They struggled last night.
Dodgers threw like Johnny
Which-
Holstaff,
Yeah,
too.
they did, and they did that the night before too. So I just
Who are you cheering for, Alondra?
right
who do you
now
want
the
to win?
Yankees.
Oh, yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah, we win over this.
More than anybody, the Yankees?
Yeah,
Why?
I've always liked them.
See? You want to tell
Aaron
her
Judge
you want
is
to tell her
good.
to step her ass out?
Yeah. I mean, you're my dog. You're my homie, but
all that
this-
jagged edge,
This is-
symbiote, all that
know.
musical
Did
symbiosis
Matt
you'll
make-
have.
did Matt
Literally
make
the
you
mo-
do this?
No,
Thrown out the window.
I'm not even gonna pull out the pic of me in the Jeter shirts,
She loves Jeter.
but
I mean, most people did.
Aaron Judge is pretty good too. But yeah,
So, okay.
I'm a New York girly. It's my favorite vacation spot.
I mean, I do love New York in the winter, but I don't love the Yankees.
Just so cool that the Mets and Yankees are doing good.
Well, I'm not a Mets fan.
Yeah, if you're a Mets fan, you're a Mets, Jets.
I would love.
Who?
Devils, hockey.
Yeah, Devils are Islanders. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
And then
love
Rangers,
to.
Yankees, Giants.
Yeah.
Is the way I go.
I would love to be in a New York deli, fly on the wall and just listen to the conversations going down right now?
Oh,
the arguments
that would actually
between
be
Mets
awesome.
fans and Yankees fans. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Eat you a big old chop sandwich, or I don't know, Reuben. What's a Northeast sandwich? Help me out.
Lobster roll?
No,
cheesesteak?
I'm not feeling
More
lobster roll.
Philly.
No, not feeling
Reuben?
Reuben, that's what you said, right? Is that right? Yeah, maybe like a big Reuben. Sure.
Something with salami on it.
God, I want a big sandwich
Like
right
an
now.
Italian BLT type
Ooh, yeah,
situation.
it's a big fatty sandwich in my face. So good. I
Yeah.
love sandwiches so much, dude.
Yeah, I think Ingas might be the play on the way home now.
I think sandwiches may be the greatest food that exists.
You do love a good sandwich.
I eat a sandwich every day of my life. Every day.
Every day?
Every day I eat a turkey sandwich. Every single day.
Every day?
Every day. Without fail. It's usually the first thing I eat when I get home.
Oh, yeah, because you've been fasting all day.
Yeah. But even last night, I hadn't had one yet, so I had one right before the fast window closed. It's just delicious, man. Turkey, cheese, mayo, butter, lettuce, maybe some peppers, maybe some pickles.
Big deal or no big deal? Jaden Daniels asked about people comparing him to Lamar Jackson, and Jaden said, I don't like when people try to compare me to Lamar. We're two different players. I want to be known as Jaden Daniels and not the next such and such.
No big deal. We've heard these quotes a million times before. And, of course, people are going to make the comparisons.
Jaden's not, but he's in his...
And they are different players.
Yeah, they're completely different. They're both really, really good. Good with a chance to be great.
They have similar bodies. They can both run the ball elite, but Jaden can throw it better.
Yeah.
Now, will he be able to put together full MVP seasons like Lamar has, or have the incredible regular season winning success? That remains to be seen.
Yeah. And he's always, look, I don't think it's fair because I think they're completely different players. He's, him and RG3 stats. After the first 5 games, they're all going to be put next to each other, and he's going to have to fight that. But
RG3 was awesome that first year.
He was. He couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he played. Even Jaden, though, plays a different style and different runs than RG3. Look, just being around Jaden during that whole Heisman run-up and spending some time with him, as far as mentality, this guy's built different.
Yeah.
Like, the way he studies and the way he knows football is one of the higher football IQs I'd ever been around.
Yeah.
And people aren't going to give him credit for that. But just trust me when I say, like, he can do everything that a quarterback needs to do to throw the ball, run the ball, like whatever it is, he's going to be prepared for it.
And you can see that, right? He does not look overwhelmed
at
all.
It looks like he's playing in slow motion.
Yeah. All right, that's big deal or no big deal. Coming up next, Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Again, guys, head over to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, your one-stop car shop located off Airline in Goodwood. Very convenient, no matter where you're at. And whether you're looking to buy new or just rent, maybe get a Toyota certified used vehicle, you still get warranty, great warranty coverage that you got to choose to level up. Maybe you want to lease. Maybe you're not even thinking about leasing. Maybe you just have a number. Like, this is what I can afford. And then let's see my options. Go check out the sales team. They'll guide you in the right direction. Also, remember, that All-Star Toyota Service Center, the body shop, collision center, open to all makes and models. Super fast turnaround time, free professional estimates, great lines of communication. Go see them today. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Go to the website and see what they can do for you. Like T-Bob just told you, no matter what you're looking for, they got you covered. Multiple trucks, multiple mid-size SUVs, full-size Sequoia, multiple sedans, multiple hybrids, something for everybody buying new, leasing, renting. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-7...
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, welcome back into OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. It is now time for your favorite segment. It is Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson.
Get ready to tantalize your taste buds and leave this segment hungry. This is Munchies with Executive Chef Michael Johnson. Let's eat.
Hell yeah, we got Chef's Own Imaging. Let's go, Chef Johnson. What's up, brother?
Morning, how are y'all?
Doing great here in this Thursday morning. What's the hype levels at, Chef? Saturday night in Death Valley, right around the corner, baby. How we feeling?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm about to crawl out of my own body, man. I mean, it's Ole Miss too. You know, it's one of the good ones, brother. Yeah, we got a good stretch of football coming at us here over the next 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah.
It's almost exactly. I mean, you said it perfectly. I'm ready to crawl out my body too, dude. I'm ready to lose my mind on Saturday night. Right now, let's get in to some Munchies questions. Hashtag Munchies. Actually, Jake, do you see any yet? My chat is updating right now.
Yeah, hashtag Munchies. I like this one. It's pretty simple. How hard is it to be a chef?
You know, I tell people all the time, if you're thinking about being a chef, go do something else.
Yeah.
You know, because the reality of it is for the longest time, man, I mean, you know, like I went to culinary school. I spent, at the time, this was in '99, I think I spent $35,000 or $40,000 on culinary school, which isn't even near the top of how much you can spend for the culinary school. And you come out and you might be making $9 an hour. And, you know, I think it took me like 25 years to pay off my culinary school loans. And, you know, it's a hard life, man. You know, it's riddled with drug and alcohol abuse, people who, I mean, I've worked with Rhodes Scholars and people on parole for murder. You know what I mean? Like, it is human beings from all walks of life, which is the beauty of it, but it's also as challenging as any job has ever been. You know, like there's a high suicide rate amongst chefs because of the stress that's involved in it and the drugs and alcohol abuse. And You know, like if you look at the top 10 most stressful jobs on the planet, I don't know if chefing at some point was in there somewhere up there with like fire department and stuff like that. But it's definitely what, you know, like it's got to be in the top 25 most stressful jobs that there are.
So what kept you going then?
It called me, brother. You know what I mean? Like it was never a decision for me. I you know, you guys know that I was set to be a pilot. You know, like I was studying aviation in college, and I was working my way through aviation. You know, in college, being a cook, and you know, like I started as a dishwasher when I was like 15 years old, maybe a little bit younger than that, and every time I tried to get out of it, you know, I kind of got sucked back into it, and people kept telling me, you know, like, man, you're really good at this. You should do this. You should do this. And I, you know, kind of just sometimes I followed the path, and sometimes the path followed me, and it just, I don't know, man. It was my calling. You know, it's a lifestyle. Yeah.
Well, and you're very good at it, and you've been great at it, and you done made it. You know,
yeah.
I know it's still a fight, but you done made it thus far. Keep on grinding.
I mean, it's not a job that you can mail in. You know what I mean? It really isn't. You know, but like today's modern age kid, you know, everybody wants to do stay at home work and be Instagram models and you know make $1 million off of you know putting their face on the internet and you know that's not what chefs do at all. We you know, drive into work, we use our hands, we bleed, we sweat, we curse, you know, like we're one step away from being a sailor.
Although, Chef, with those baby blues you sport and with how viral you went the other day, if you did want to go down the OnlyFans route, like you maybe could a little bit. It's up to you. Only chefs.
Oh, man.
There's got to be a good food pun somewhere in there we can find.
The food is full of food puns. Yeah, that's for sure.
Hashtag Munchies, best meal for two under $20. Something increasingly impossible to find.
I don't believe that exists right now.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's tough, man. I mean, you almost have to go, even vegetables, man. Vegetables are expensive as hell right now. I mean, you're going to buy like 4 sticks of asparagus and 4 ounces of beef, and you're going to be there, man. You know
it's
what
like,
I mean? Like,
I've been eating, I've noticed naturally a lot of rice lately, a lot of noodles, a lot of sandwiches. Like,
and beans.
Yeah.
Inflation, man. It's a pain in the butt.
Hashtag Munchies, what is Chef's favorite hot sandwich?
Hot sandwich. Oh, man, that's tough. I like a lot of different hot sandwiches, man. Like I like to, you know, like I'm a fool for a shrimp po' boy. One of my favorite sandwiches on earth because my dad used to take me to all these little greasy spoon places around when I was a kid, and we were on the quest to find the best pork tenderloin sandwich. And back then, you know, like the pork tenderloin was like, you know, bigger than a dinner plate. You know what I mean? Like it was the opposite of Burger King. Where's the beef? Where's the bun? You know, I mean, I have a real soft spot in my heart for a really well executed pork tenderloin sandwich, and it's got to have mayonnaise and mustard, and it's got to have pickles and a tomato. There's some caveats behind it.
Chef, what's on the menu today for the squad?
You know, honestly, I'm not even sure, guys. I don't feel too terribly well. Like my allergies are kind of bothering me this morning, and I haven't been in the kitchen yet this morning. I've been keeping my distance from everybody this morning.
Smart man.
Yeah.
By the way, OnlyPans is what Chad is saying, which is great. I mean, that's fantastic. Hashtag Munchies, if you were to slow roast a Jackson Dart, would you braise it or rotisserie it in front of 104,000 people?
Yeah, probably braised, man. You know, like the browning first and then the slow moist heat cooking method. You know, like Jackson Dart, he's kind of I don't see too much fat on him, and the rotisserie is really meant for, you know, having a fair amount of fat on there, so, and it's kind of, you know, like when it spins, it kind of spins with. So I'm gonna go with the nice slow braise.
I've never known that about rotisserie.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Learned something.
So I know that you've kind of spoken to this in the past, Chef, but I think you'll enjoy this. Rohit Kalva says, hashtag Munchies, how accurate is Ratatouille?
It's crazy accurate. That's why you guys have heard me say this before. It is one of my favorite chef movies, not just a cartoon, but chef movies, because it is so accurate about the traditional French brigade. You know, like in the movie, you're not supposed to be in the walk-in if you don't have a purpose in the walk-in, and that's how French chefs are. Like, there's a lot of money in the walk-in. What the hell are you doing in here? Looking at my beef.
What's the walk-in, chef? That's where the freezer or something.
Yeah, the refrigerator.
Mm.
Yeah, that's where you store all your money, really. The dry goods, you have dry goods. That's rice and beans and stuff. But the walk-in is a walk-in refrigerator and or freezer where it's milk, cheese, beef, fish, seafood. It's where all the edible high-dollar value is. And so, most chefs protect their walk-in, and I have some interesting stories about the walk-ins, and I can't share any of them on the radio. But
hey now, you can't be. Look, there's no sex in the champagne room, and there's no sex in the walk-in, guys. Okay, 2 rules for life.
Right. You said it once.
Get you kicked out the kitchen immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out Ratatouille, dude.
Yeah. Chef, I hear you talk about obviously like French style, and I believe that's how you were brought up. Like, how many different styles are there out there that are like common practice?
Well, like the Chinese have some very interesting cooking styles, methodologies that don't follow any of the traditional French methodologies.
Right.
The French methodologies really were Italian methodologies that kind of morphed into French, and you're going to see some of those. And, like there, as you go from culture to culture, more so than country to country, like South America, Central America, there's a lot of cooking with insects, and there's a lot of cooking over open fires. And smoking and stuff like that. And, so how many there are, gosh, I couldn't put a finger on it, but I can tell you this, is that traditional French is, where the most common day professional chefs have gotten their start, because that's where the school backgrounds.
Right.
It's more refined. The techniques are explained. Like there's some stuff that you go to, like a Chinese street food in China, and you're going to look at this and be like, what is going on here? Like they've had that sauce or that pot boiling for 3 days, and just adding ingredients that are unmarked, and, it's kind of rustic or rudimentary, if you will. But then when you eat it, it's like, my God, what did I just eat? That was incredible.
Yeah.
So there's, there's cultures that have lots of different methodologies. But French, I think, is the most refined. Yeah.
That's how, I've read about that in medieval times, Chef, that taverns sometimes would have like a stew that just never ended.
Yeah.
Right. You just constantly keep it fired up for infinity.
It's perpetual. Yeah. So you see that in barbecue some places. There's a couple of places in Kansas City that have a perpetual pot of beans.
What?
That they put bacon grease or pork fat or beef fat into the beans, and then add the beans, and it cooks slow and low all day, and it cooks slow and low overnight. And when you're there at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning tending to the fire, and then you leave at 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon after lunch is over, because most places don't have food, beyond lunch. Some places will work into the dinner hour, but the really, really, really great executing barbecue places, once the lunch is done, there's no food left, right?
Yeah.
So it's rebuild the beans and put it in, and there's always going to be something left, and trimmings and whatnot, and it all goes into the pot and refires, and that you can find that kind of perpetual cooking in a lot of different cultures. Yeah.
God, geez, I need them beans now. Yeah. Now in my life. I've never really had Kansas City barbecue.
Oh man, I'm biased towards it. Kansas City has a lot of the molasses-based barbecue sauces.
I love that.
One of the things, one of the miscues of Kansas City barbecue is that barbecue sauce is forced on the meat, which it's not. It might be brushed a little bit, but Kansas City barbecue is by and large, it's going to be very similar to Memphis and or even Austin, and the fact that it's just slow and low smoked, but the barbecue sauces vary greatly. Like there's going to be a sweet and spicy, there's going to be a dark black pepper or a bourbon or something like that. So and you put your own sauce on. They don't force the barbecue sauce on you, and it's meant to complement the meat and contrast the meat. versus overwhelm and be sloppy in it, right?
So when you're served it, I can still get a bite of pure meat and then choose to dip it in whatever sauce that I want.
Absolutely.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Chef Michael Johnson, executive chef for LSU Athletics. You know him. You love him. We love him. Chef, have a great day, my friend.
Yeah, take care, guys.
There it is. Chef Michael Johnson. What a legend. Coming up next, Alondra's NFL Story of the Day.
Off the bench.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Look, Central Plumbing is there for you when you need them, guys. For 50 years, they've been solving all your plumbing problems, okay? So you can't hit them with anything they don't know how to solve. So what are you waiting for? Get in touch with them today. I don't care if you got an old house with character, a brand new house, or whatever. They've seen it all. They can fix it all. Look at the fleet. They got a massive fleet, guys. 24/7 emergency service, flat rate pricing, great warranty once the work is done. Centralplumbing.org.
Yep, go to the website today and see what they can do for you in the remodel game as well. Now, emergency service always means 365, 24/7 weekend, holiday, big game day. Nobody wants a bad situation on Saturday when you're trying to get ready to watch the big game, but also Central Plumbing will come out and fix that and make it easy for you. 225-925-8552. But remember, check out those upgrades they can do for you, your home or business at centralplumbing.org.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years.
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench.
Call Sal says, am I tripping to my comment about having sex in celebration stations walk in get deleted? That is the funniest place of coitus that I have ever imagined. I've never thought about having sex at Celebration Station to begin with, much less the Celebration Station has a walk-in.
Yeah, that's surprising. But I know they do have pizza.
Yeah, for sure. No, of course they would. Like I see that they would.
Is crazy.
But that would not have that would not be one of the high money walk-ins.
No.
I would probably.
Shout out to Celebration Station. I mean,
I
it's still
love Celebration Station. I agree.
I don't know how, but it's still open.
But it is.
Because go-karts are fun and putt-putt's fun, dude. And arcades are fun. When my kids are like right on the edge, I think, of maybe liking putt-putt. I love putt-putt. My wife hates it. Never been able to bring her. Bums me out. I think it's a fun date when you're younger.
Oh, yeah.
Do a little putt-putt. And then go in the walk-in.
I love Topgolf.
Yeah, Topgolf's very fun. She likes Topgolf.
I know it's not putt-putt, but it's still fun.
It is still fun. It's yeah. I do want to remind you guys about Trash Rangers. TrashRangers.com. You need trash pickup. Look, if you're a business anywhere in the listening area, you need front load dumpsters picked up anywhere from 1 to 6 days a week. Well, guess what? Trash Rangers, also a local small business. We understand the flexible needs of being a business owner, right? And so they can match whatever said needs are. You need a roll-off dumpster for any size project, 15, 20, 30 yard. Again, we got you. And if you live in Livingston Center Ascension, make the switch today. Your residential trash pickup, that's Trash Rangers. The reliability, the give-a-damnness, it's just unparalleled compared to these national companies. Remember, the national companies take the profits out of the state, but keep the trash here. Not the case at Trash Rangers. Those profits go back to, your churches, your little league teams, to the community. TrashRangers.com, TrashRangers.com. Alondra, give me an NFL story of the day.
Okay. It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
Okay, so in honor of Taylor, I'm going to give y'all a little sad one.
Jeez.
I'll give you a good one, too, though. Abdul Salam, member of Jets Sack Exchange back in the 80s, passed away yesterday at 71.
Why are you saying it so happily? You're saying it with like a cheer in your voice.
Celebration of life.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Not a bad spin zone.
Abdul Salam, member of the Jets Sack Exchange.
Okay, I kind of see what you're saying now.
Like way back in the day.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Abdul.
He's passed away at 71.
Rest in peace to Abdul, certainly. But surely this cannot be the story of the day.
No. So, there's been a few quarterback changes. Spencer Rattler's coming in for Derek Carr due to injury. Another one is at the Raiders. The Raiders named Aiden O'Connell their starting quarterback.
There's nothing funnier than the Raiders just bouncing back and forth between Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell.
Well,
maybe this guy's going to be good this time. Maybe this guy's the answer this time.
Antonio Pierce, though, at the beginning of the season was like, I don't plan on making switches at any time. Anytime you asked him about it, he was like, when it's time to make a switch, we'll make a switch. I guess it's time to make a switch. Who's not making a switch, though, Kevin Stefanski and the Browns. They are doubling down on Deshaun Watson, which you kind of have to at this point. I mean, they paid him a lot of money. He said, I think respectfully, we have to focus on what's going on inside of our building and not necessarily pay attention to what's going on outside of the building. Deshaun Watson said something around the same lines. They asked him about it, like, hey, are you hearing the noise about everybody, the fans wanting you to be replaced? And he's like, I don't hear it. I don't see it. I'm not on social media or anything.
Impossible.
He's like, those guys are seeing it from a different perspective. We know what we need to do internally, and that's the difference, is being able to do the best that I can, be within the offense and within the team, knowing that the guys and the coaches in this locker room, knowing exactly what I'm doing with my job. And sometimes it goes our way, sometimes it doesn't. So,
jeez, Deshaun, stop talking.
Yeah.
We all know he's got burners on Twitter trying to defend him.
Also, he settled a lawsuit the other day, so that's good.
I saw something crazy. Since joining the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun, is that you said it? You said it in the group. Deshaun Watson has settled more lawsuits, 23, than he has passing touchdowns, 18. Put Jameis in.
Yes.
J-Bo.
Come on, dude. What are we doing?
Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, as Jameis said.
2-0 when Jameis is in the game.
Also, I don't think you have to stay with Deshaun. I think you are the literal definition of sunken cost fallacy at this point. Like, at a certain point, you have to give it up and say, we just royally screwed up, it's over. Right? And if you're not going to do that, it doesn't make me think that you're, like, better. It makes me think that you're worse.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what Deshaun's doing on the season.
Nookie asked,
good.
Do you think the Deshaun story will have a happy ending in Cleveland?
Oh,
Ayo.
wow.
Well played, Nick. Well played, Nick.
60% completion rating, 852 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for Deshaun Watson.
It's just
that is mid as mid gets right there, bro.
Yeah, it's just
4.8 yards
per attempt.
Per attempt.
Disgusting.
That is pretty gross. Let's see Jameis.
Pick out the seeds and stems.
Let's see what Jameis is doing. All right. He had 16 yards, 100% completion rating.
1 for 1, you know.
Classic.
All I can do is with
Classic Jameis.
I can only do what I can with the opportunity that is given.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like Gandalf told Frodo. You know?
What?
Like if Frodo was Jameis, he's like, why can't I start, Gandalf? Why, you know, I wish I'd never come here to Cleveland. He says, well, so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. It is for them to decide what to do with the time that is given. And so, in that same way, Jameis finally gets a shot, 1 of 1. Give that man a shot.
Shout out Jameis, 1 of 1.
Yeah,
Twitter guy.
He's
kind of a weird bird. Be careful.
I mean, he came on about 3 or 4 times.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then I saw some kind of problematic conspiratorial stuff that was maybe like, maybe distance a little bit. But he was fun he was fun character for a minute, for sure.
Deshaun Watson is doing worse than Daniel Jones this season.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes hasn't been as bad as he normally has.
No, he really hasn't.
Yeah, because he got an elite receiver.
Yeah.
Malik's
That's what I'm
missed
saying.
the last couple games, though.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
They beat Seattle on the road without Malik.
Danny Jones
fair.
comeback season, baby.
Danny Dimes.
Wandale Robinson was the leading receiver.
All right. When we get back, Ask the Bench. Brought to you by Cold Curd Light Video Teacher, Big Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet.
Off the bench.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. Pinnacle Exterior Construction are your experts for any outdoor construction needs, guys. We build the spaces. What do you build? The mems, you know, the memories, the things that you can take with you, the things that make you truly rich in this life. And your kids want to hang out at your house because it's finally home of your dreams. Maybe that's a pool. Maybe that's an outdoor kitchen. Maybe it's, putting turf back there, putting green, whatever. You need bulkheads, pergolas, any size or type of fence. Sick of Taylor trying to chat you up while you just want to sit in your backyard. And he's yelling at you about sit and starts on fantasy. Build your fence higher with Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com.
God, I see Taylor being like, was it Wilson from Home Improvement?
Yes.
He's just
Yes.
always just peeking over. But if you build it high enough, he can't peek over. And they can build any kind of fence over at Pinnacle. So go to the website today. See what they can do for you at your home or your business. That website, PECbuilt.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, remember, guys, you want to change your life for a better life, you want to head over to iticollege.edu. If you want to tell them you're coming from OTB, help out the show, you can call 225-267-8003. But look, let's talk about ROI, right? Return on investment, what you pay for school versus what you can be expected to make. Georgetown did a study a few years ago, and ITI ranked in the top 10 in the nation among 2-year associate degrees. In 2017, Forbes named it a top 30 trade school in the country. So what are you waiting for, guys? It's right there off of Airline Highway, a beautiful campus, day and night classes. So if you work full time, we can work around it. No class on Friday. Check them out today. iticollege.edu. iticollege.edu and get that better life. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Coker Light, Busy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Ask. I feel like no. What? Ask the Bench, what is the song Hunt plays at the end of his show for Take It or Leave It?
Take It or Leave It?
Do you know, Jacob?
Yeah, it's
No, I don't.
I didn't make
you
it.
don't know.
So I don't,
Doesn't sound like you
I
know.
actually don't.
Yeah.
He was like, I know.
Ask the Bench. A team of physicists is making significant strides towards realizing a functional warp drive. Would you take the first flight? No, but
Wait.
are we really? Are we really getting a warp drive? Because that'd be pretty freaking sick, dude. That's something that I've never thought that we would actually solve, like how to do like real like long distance space travel. Are we really gonna make a warp drive for real? I'm gonna look this up.
Oh wait, I do know actually. It's a Rolling Stones song called I can't remember. I don't know if it's called "Take It or Leave It," but it is a Rolling Stones song.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting closer.
Yeah.
Ask the Bench. What are the 3 words in the English language that start with DW? Hashtag West Wing Facts.
DW?
Yeah. Dwive.
Dwayne?
Dwayne.
Dwayne, Dwight.
Yeah. Drasic.
Dwell?
Yeah, dwell is one.
Dwell, yeah.
Does
Or dwell and
dwelling and
dwelling
dwell
different
count?
words? I'm wondering. God, dwell. Nice call, Jake. You
Hell
actually
yeah.
found one. That's crazy.
Dwindle.
Dwindle?
Wow, we found 2?
Okay, guys.
Wow.
What?
Dwarf.
Right? Maybe. Right? Yeah, that's not a proper noun. I don't.
Oh, did he say noun or
no,
word?
No. I think a dwarf is a noun. It's not a proper noun. Like that.
I just thought he said word.
No, he did. A noun is a word. What I'm saying is it's not a name.
I know
Dwarf
it's
is
a
not
word.
name. I'm saying I feel like y'all found 3. Good job.
Dwell, dwarf, and what'd you say? Dwindle. Hell yeah, we're smart.
God, big brain show.
Right?
OTB. We've always said it.
We have.
This is my least favorite governor, old Bobby Dwindle. That's what I would have called him. Came in with a surplus, left with a deficit. Bobby Dwindle.
The window.
Ask the bench.
That's one of your better ones.
If Gator is appropriate for a home game against Florida, what should we grill this weekend for Ole Miss?
Shark.
Yeah, you could definitely do sharks. Could eat bears.
Shark fin soup.
I mean, I know they're the Rebels and they don't have that mascot, but like sharks, bears, any other mascots?
I'm gonna like make like a meetup for like people who want to secede from the U.S.
Yeah, and then
eat them.
Yeah.
Okay. And then kidnap and kill
Well, they
whoever
do have
shows
that.
up.
They have that. The dog isn't Lane Kiffin's dog. Is the mascot? Juice.
Yeah. Just eat a golden retriever.
Yeah.
Nobody will be offended.
Right.
Yeah.
Ask the bench, Lieutenant Dan, hero or villain?
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
He's a hero. Dude's a hero.
Jenny is the real villain.
I don't
No, I think we're talking about Tampa.
He's talking about
Lieutenant Dan.
Tampa Dan.
I thought we were talking about River.
But yes, Jenny is the villain.
Yes.
She sucks.
Yeah,
She's so
every
evil.
time she came back, I'm like, you don't need to be here.
Hashtag Ask the Bench, favorite Lord of the
She's
Rings
worse
movie.
than Hannibal Lecter.
Favorite Lord of the Rings movie from the original trilogy? Fellowship.
Two
For me.
Towers.
I don't know.
Twin Towers.
Wait, what?
Two Towers.
Well, I think they called it that before, or they changed the title.
No.
Is that no?
It was
Okay.
always Two Towers.
I don't know.
It's in the books. All right. We love you. Get ready for tomorrow, baby. Game time. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow's Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Remember, guys, Saturday night, officially a Goodwood game, okay? Because we're going to last all night long. We're going to make it hard at Ole Miss, and we're going to stay hard, okay? And that's what you get when you work with Goodwood. We're done settling for mediocrity, fellas. You're suffering from ED? That sucks. Get over it, okay? You don't have to. Go see yourgoodwood.com. Go see Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. They're going to get you right. Feel like you got low T, low energy? Let them customize a plan for you with affordable, transparent pricing. Take control of your life. Yourgoodwood.com.
You go to that website, you can see what they can do for you. Full list of services that they offer over at Goodwood. And look, you could be dealing with something that you just don't quite know what it is. They're going to get to the bottom of it over at Goodwood. Live your life without fear or embarrassment. Yourgoodwood.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.